What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Viall Files Going Deeper edition. I'm your host, Nick, joined by the household. We got sweet boy Justin, Leia, Allie, Sierra, and the love of my life, Nellie Joy.
Why is Justin the only one who gets a sweet boy, Justin?
Yeah. Nick.
Why is it not Justin,
I
Leia,
think I know
Allie?
why. I think it's strategic. So you always say how you struggle with knowing what name to say next or like how to pronounce it.
You think
So
I'm just warming up?
So it's smart to say sweet boy Justin and stall until you know what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm waiting for him to go sweet boy, Allie.
I probably will someday. I don't know. Well, first of all, I tried to give Allie a nickname, Old Faithful. She hated that.
She did hate that.
It's just like I envision myself as like Mount Rushmore, just like old, fat, and dusty.
Crusty,
I picture
dusty,
a horse.
musty, rusty.
The horse.
And Leia is what? Nothing to you?
I can't. No, I'm going to call her Scooter from now on after that thirst trap photo.
Oh my god.
Me? Oh,
Wait, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's actually really
Hey,
good.
Scooter.
I'll take it.
Have you seen this photo?
No.
Oh my god, show her the photo.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Justin, do you still have it?
We were discussing posts on Monday's Ask Nick of various thirst traps that we may or may not have posted.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the first one Leia served up as is this a thirst trap?
To be fair, it was my decision to do that one.
Can you-
Justin trolled me.
I'm finding it.
Can you put it up, please?
It's a good photo.
That
never
is
gonna
a great
fuck us
photo.
down.
That is
It's
a
a
great
great
photo.
This is my thirst trap.
And it's like the comments, please more.
What's the
Looks amazing.
Oh my
No,
God.
keep them
Why do we
coming.
have the comments up?
It's a cute little dump, to be
Oh,
fair.
no.
Okay,
Why
so
that's
are
a
we
nice
doing
photo.
That is
Followed up
cute.
with
That's
that.
a cute
That's a
dump.
very nice
Oh,
photo.
No.
It is
Why
the
didn't
scooter
we-
one that is.
Why are we doing the Why is this happening?
The scooter one is rough.
it's giving it a photo.
We need
though.
to frame that. Can we please frame that and put it in the office?
That is rough.
We
Right
should
up there with
replace
it-
your
right up-
book with it.
Right up there with Allie. Yes, I want this framed. I want Allie's. What? How old are you in that photo? Your forehead
The
shot?
goth one.
7.
Your forehead
7.
shot.
No, the forehead photo.
Just a picture of Allie's
Yeah,
forehead.
I was in first grade, so
Yeah.
I was 7.
Anyway, we have a great episode for you
Oh
today.
my God.
The iconic Count Luann. What's Luann's last name?
No,
Countess.
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 Is it Countess?
She married the count.
She married the
Would
Count.
be a man.
Super fun episode. We had a great time.
Countess
What a hoot.
Luann de Lesseps. Great
Shoot.
outfit.
Yeah.
We were dancing.
Yeah.
We were dancing. We were
We were
listening to
feeling
music.
Giovanni.
We were feeling Giovanni. If you're get ready to have some fun, because we did
Yeah.
with Luann. We also ranked some other. We scoured the internet for some of the greatest hits ever created by reality TV stars.
Yep.
That was fun.
That was a time.
Yeah.
I kind of wish we did Paris Hilton. I thought about this retrospectively.
She would have won.
That's
I mean,
true,
like,
but her music is like good.
But that was
Yeah.
kind of the point. We also I wanted to keep going, but Allie put the kibosh on it.
the kaposh.
Yeah.
She said 45
Old
minutes.
faithful.
Old Faithful put the kaposh.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, it's a really great episode. We obviously didn't talk about Women Tell All on Reality Recap. I guess we'll talk about it today. We didn't really miss much. You know what my favorite part of the episode was?
Hmm.
It was just a reminder of like how excited I am that we have dived deep in Bravo world. It was right after, and we'll get into this, right after I was, on the old X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. And I haven't watched this week's episode of Vanderpump in preparation for next Tuesday's reality recap. But the internet did serve up a little clip from that episode of Scheana very proudly talking about her orgy with John Mayer. And then meanwhile, I'm watching Women Tell All, and Jesse is just like, so one of the craziest things that happened this season was when Sydney told Maria, allegedly, did you say shut the fuck up? As if like this was like the craziest shit that's ever happened on The Bachelor show of all time. Meanwhile, Sheena's like, yeah, I had a fucking orgy with John Mayer. And Brock's was like, yeah, babe.
And that's on Bravo.
And I'm
That's on
just
Bravo.
just, you know,
Two very different shows.
two very, very different shows. Takeaways from Tell All. Scheana, did you have anything?
Sheena.
Scheana.
Did you just call me Sheena?
Oh my God.
I looked at Sierra too. I was like, yeah.
I'm
gonna-
Sierra's new nickname.
I-
Scooter, Allie's Old Faithful.
No.
What did I do to you
Sheena.
guys?
Sierra,
Whoa.
Sierra, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna have to sit with this for a second. I'm kidding.
I
It's
need
okay.
a moment to
Yeah.
process.
You go hard on her, so I'm like, excuse me. We are not the same.
No, she goes hard on herself. We're just commenting.
I went hard on her this week. It's fine. What did I like? Okay. So I did think it was interesting. Everybody was coming for Maria in the beginning. It was Sydney and Leia.
Jess.
And then I thought it was interesting how you could tell that the crowd really loved Maria.
Yeah,
and then
they're,
all of
they're
a sudden it was like apology tour. Did you guys notice that?
Oh yeah, these girls were like, "Oh shit, she's popular." Fuck, like we need to be friends with Maria. Fuck, holy
We're
shit.
not winning this. Like it was so interesting because they were just like, no, you, no, you, no, you. And then as soon as Leah ran off crying and came back, it was all of a sudden like, I'm so sorry. I really wish I would have gotten the chance to get to know you. And I don't know. It just like, I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. I don't like the fakeness of it all.
Some would say it was a Maria tell-all.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
On
Maria's
her
gonna,
bachelorette
Yeah,
train.
I think this was the Maria's The Bachelorette debut.
I mean, they were holding up
episode.
signs that said Maria for president.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
I was like, there's more signs for Maria in the crowd than there was for Joey.
Well, Jesse was just like when it opened up, and Maria's here. It's like, okay, we expected that. Like it is fucking women tell all. She's not on the season.
Can I tell you what I love about the first opening of the show is when, like, I think her name is Lauren. She's like licking cream or something, and then Autumn is like holding up a sausage, and it's like, are we supposed to remember these things about you guys? Like,
Oh, I
I'm so
forgot all about
confused.
Jess. Like I forgot all about her. It's amazing how quickly
Yeah.
you forget about these people.
and
You know-
then Sydney did like the cheer thing, like to call
I did a
back
rewind.
to
I was like,
her.
what is she doing?
I was like-
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
are we really supposed to remember your tiny little like moments?
No,
from
it's
the
like, babe, we
show?
forgot about that, and thank God. And then you decided to be
why
like,
are-
no, wait.
I'm gonna bring a sausage to the women tell all and hold it up when they announce my name.
Like, how long were you holding on to that, babe? It's giving like campaigning for Bachelor in Paradise too. They're like, look, I already have my opener.
Well, that's what
that
what
is going to be their opener.
Well, that's what Tell All has really been about. Is like it's a tryout for Paradise, but I don't even know if Paradise is happening. I've heard rumors that it's on pause.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Why would it be on pause?
Why would they do that?
Well, it was an epic fail last season. I think
Obviously.
it wasn't interesting. It wasn't good. We hated it.
None
Really?
of the couples survived.
Like everyone hated it.
Yeah.
None of the couples survived. That's not that. I mean, this was a terrible track record, but it's just, there was really no compelling characters. It was aired following the Golden Bachelor. Golden Bachelor was obviously
A
super
hit.
popular, a hit, ratings like almost ABC saving ratings for the Golden Bachelor,
Yeah.
and the lead into Paradise, and just an epic fucking fail. So, which is really disappointing because many people thought that Paradise just a couple years ago was their best show, and it's a shame to see the demise of Paradise.
I do think this cast would have been better.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll bring it back. I don't know. Like, I don't think there's nothing's officially been announced. I think it's still being decided. But I think they're trying to figure out how to prioritize, Golden and Paradise and things like that. So
Because have they started filming Golden Bachelorette?
I don't think so. I don't know.
We
Were-
don't even know who it is
Yeah.
yet.
But they're teasing it
Which
might
is-
be one of the 3 women, right? That keep returning.
Susan.
Leslie.
We know.
Like they were-
Sandra.
I thought
Leslie.
I thought Leslie was like a top contender because
Yeah.
everyone here is like Minneapolis is so popping. We have Love is Blind and Golden Bachelorette.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay,
Spoiler.
insider.
I mean, Leslie makes the most sense.
Yeah.
So I think they're still trying to cast men. I think it's going to be a real challenge for them to find.
A bunch of successful men, 50 and
They-
up, that want to live in a
Not-
house.
not
It's
even
so
successful.
funny. They a guy my mom was like going on a couple dates with, and they still remained friends. But she was like, I don't think I'm really interested in him. he sent her a screenshot of someone from Golden Bachelorette
Casting.
reaching out, trying to cast him. And I was like, could you imagine if he went on this show, then became Golden Bachelor, and then they casted you for Golden Bachelor, and you were just like dating the same fucking guy?
Like, hey. That'd be a
Like,
good
I would love
storyline.
that.
Right? Like, we could have just done this in Alabama.
I'm almost like, pitch it.
Yeah. Honestly, kind of a good idea.
So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's new sheriffs in town over at Warner Brothers running the show. The people who made Paradise as great as it was aren't there anymore. And so the people who made Paradise last season, it was their first time making Paradise.
Ooh.
Right.
You know,
And
we,
it showed.
we will see. We do have to talk about the stupid card.
Oh, Leia's card, throwing it in the fire.
No, not well
Oh.
that too.
Kelsey.
No,
Kelsey's
Kelce's card.
card. Oh my
the
God.
big reveal.
Oh my God.
Why are they
All
trying
the
to?
hype.
Why do they want us to hate Kelce?
You
Yeah.
called it so hard too. You're like, this is not going to be that big of a deal. And then it was just like, I just want to confirm how much I
know.
love you.
Well, like it's like don't make it so obvious that the producers are producing
Yeah.
because only a
Oh.
monster would write a card saying we need to talk
Yeah.
and then say I just want to say I miss you. Like what the fuck?
How did they get Kelce on board for that? And why Kelce?
She got some extra time with him.
Yeah, they probably were just like, hey, you want to go talk to Joey? You know, we sent him a card. We made you look like a psycho.
We want to give him a
Uh,
heart attack.
Yeah, we want to. He looked like. Again, Joey's gonna pick Kelce. It's like that face was just like, are you fucking leaving? Like, when you know who you're gonna pick on that show, your greatest fear is that person might leave because then you're just like, what the fuck?
hmm
Um,
I'm glad that he stood up for himself, though. He was just like, you know that my biggest fear is that I'm going to fall in love with someone and then they're going to leave. And then you write me a card that says we need to talk with no other context.
Like, if anyone says that to me, sorry, I'm shitting myself currently. Like, as soon
Yeah.
as I read that text, like,
Period.
I'm not
Yeah.
okay.
don't get mad. We need to talk.
Or call me when you can.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the worst.
Yeah.
I'm not okay.
And clearly, she didn't write that. I don't know why they're trying to get you to hate Kelce.
She
you know?
felt bad after too.
Of course she
She's
did.
scared. She's like, I'm not getting picked.
She
Homeboy-
saw the card. She's like, what did they make me sound like? Holy
Yeah.
fucking shit.
Homeboy's like in tears. Like he's just like, oh, fuck. Like I'm like, nobody deserved that.
She walked in. She's like, so what did it say?
Yeah. Like,
Could you actually read it back to me? Just jog my memory, please.
because there is zero chance. Kelce was just like, hey guys, can you just send Joey a note and just keep it real vague, cryptic, even. Honestly, I really
Make
want
him think that I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
All it was, I miss you.
Yeah.
I missed you today.
Just really wanted to confirm our feelings for each other.
What?
And they probably were literally like, I don't know, just go say you missed him or something. And it'll be really cute, you know?
Well, they made her write it, and I feel like I caught this on my own. But when she wrote, we need to talk, there was like a comma instead of a period. So I thought there was going to be more, and then they showed the note, and I was like,
Oh.
no, that was
Or she was like, we need to talk. I miss you. And they're like, just stop right there.
do over.
Don't go any further. That's enough.
Yeah. Just real mean of the producers
but
for
I-
Kelce.
Do you think that he's going to choose Kelce? I'm like, all the feels looking at her.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if we are right with our predictions, Maria's going to be the Bachelorette, Kelce wins. I am shocked that
Where's
Daisy's not the Bachelorette.
Uh,
And you know,
Should I go find her?
I would love.
We got all the good ones here.
Yeah.
I do think Maria will be
I'm gonna
very
go to the-
entertaining. She's obviously, a great choice, but Daisy just has a great story, the whole,
Mhm.
and the rap video. Honest to God, that video might have ruined her chances. I'm not kidding. I remember having dinner with who used to be the showrunner of the show,
Uh-huh.
and they were no longer the showrunner of the show, but we were catching up. This is before I was named the Bachelor. It was after Caitlin's season when Ben was the Bachelor, and I think Ben again was always going to be the Bachelor. But I got done with Caitlin's season, and I was just like taking the summer off. It was Summer of Nick. I didn't go back to work right away.
Summer of Nick. Okay. Hot boy summer, I guess.
No,
It's a
I'm
Nick voice
I was
summer.
all kind of like fucked
Summer
up
of
from the
Nick.
show. I started working out and shit, and I was posting fucking thirst traps. And they were like, that ruined your chances.
Stop.
Yeah.
The thirst traps did?
Yeah. They're just like posting, like, I'm working out and kind of like,
Like a little
arguably
fuckboyish.
arguably douchey fuckboy type of shit. And so like when a video comes out of Daisy singing where she's in a song where he's like suck on my nuts and lick on my balls,
The sap,
they might
not the nuts.
have been like I don't know, how about Maria? Like it honestly to God, I mean it might have always been Maria. She's clearly super popular. But it's possible. It is
I feel like
possible.
Maria's following is what secures her spot
Yeah.
because everybody loves her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if we're right. Next week's finale.
I mean, Lexi did get like her own little segment, so I'm like, there is a chance. I don't know why
I
I'm so
love
team
Lexi.
Lexi.
Yeah.
Lexi
Me
would
too.
have
I
been a
love
great
Lexi.
option for sure. I just, I think this is a season where they actually have like 2 or 3 really solid options.
Yeah.
So,
And the people have spoken, I guess. I'm like, with the signs and everything. I'm like,
but they keep saying that this ending is going to be like, oh my God. And if Kelce wins and Daisy doesn't, usually that tells me if we're right, if Maria's the Bachelorette and Kelce wins,
Uh-huh.
that tells me that this finale isn't as great as they're claiming.
I'm just playing devil advocate because I haven't really watched until this season in years. But I'm like, don't they say that every year?
They do,
They
but
do.
I have been even like people on the show, like in private, were like, it's an amazing ending. It's like it never happened before. And I'm like, okay, we'll see.
I think if Maria is the next Bachelorette, then my prediction would be that maybe Daisy does something bad in the finale.
That's kind of what it felt like too when she was crying in the preview for it, and she was like, "It's not supposed to feel like this."
Right? Like maybe she breaks up with Joey. That's
why would
my
that,
thought.
Why would that necessarily be bad?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Not
That would be
bad,
like
but like
just something that doesn't typically happen on The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Don't we feel like that'd be a little bit like empowering? Like she's like, you know what?
Like her
Like
Claire
this isn't
moment.
for me. Yeah.
it depends how she leaves. Like
Yeah, not if she does it like Claire.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
If
guess
she's
she's like,
like-
fuck you, stupid idiot.
right, if she's like, actually, I'm not feeling it.
No
like,
man would ever do this.
If she breaks Joey's heart and like everyone loves Joey, Joey's a great bachelor.
Well, Joey
But if
loves
he wasn't-
Kelce.
Yeah. If he wasn't gonna pick her,
Yeah.
then his heart wouldn't be broken. If she's like, bye, he'd be
Right.
like,
It depends. It depends what happens. My thought though is that if Maria's the next bachelor, then what did Daisy do in the
Well, if she's an
finale?
ex-bachelor, then holy hell, like shit.
Bachelorette.
there's a lot of work that needs to
Plot
be done.
You
twist.
never know. You never know.
It's 2024.
My favorite theory online before we kind of saw Kelce come out as the front runner, someone, I think it was a TikTok, she was like, my theory for why it's different than it's ever happened before is that Daisy is the final pick and he gives her a final Daisy instead of a final Rose.
Love.
That's
That
what should
actually would have
happen.
been kind of great. That would
This
have.
Yeah.
has never
They're like,
happened.
this has
before.
never happened.
I will say the opening scene of the first episode where it was like ocean eyes and it was like the
Mhm.
overview of the car. They used that for Rachel. So it was like Rachel's shot of her driving away, but in the opening scene with ocean eyes, it made it seem like someone leaves him.
Okay,
Maybe
Nancy
maybe
Drew.
I noticed that, but I was like, I don't know.
Hmm.
Little
Well, I do know
misleading.
like the internet's making a huge fucking deal about it being obvious that I think maybe the last rose ceremony that Joey in fact gave Kelce the first rose and not Daisy, and I'm like, haven't like that happens on every rose
Oh, are you
ceremony.
talking about like a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I
Or
don't
you-
know. Like
Yeah,
that's
I
not
saw that.
that happen. Guys, spoiler, that happens like all the fucking time.
I was gonna
Also,
say,
who cares?
Yeah,
What is-
I think he like they were trying to throw us off too by giving Daisy the rose first, and then giving like, is it between Kelce and Rachel? Like we weren't,
100%, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, oh, maybe Kelsey's his
But
second choice.
They definitely don't show the roses in order. They don't even show limo exits or entrances in order. Like
Oh.
they don't show any of that in order. I mean, that's not news.
To me,
You didn't know
I
that?
didn't know that.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Editing. Who knew?
Editing.
The show
Power
it
of
the
the edit.
show is edited, but I do think they are trying way too hard to make us think he doesn't pick Kelce.
Yeah.
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 We need to talk.
oh my god.
Natalie, I heard you saying something earlier about Paradise.
I was talking about Paradise because Taylor and Travis are on vacation in the Bahamas. And
Good for them.
I kind of love that.
Where?
In the Bahamas.
The Bahamas.
Oh.
Which island?
No. Bimini?
Assuming
It wasn't
What
an
hotel?
island I
Nassau.
recognized.
What hotel room?
Bahamas.
The Bahamas, yeah.
Okay.
I saw Rachel Kirkconnell post in the Bahamas and I was like, this is stunning. Like I've never been. It looks so beautiful. I want to go.
Let's go.
So
Honey-
like, is she with Taylor and Travis?
Rachel?
Yeah.
Should we ask?
I don't know.
Don't you have her
Should we?
number?
I do, yeah, I
Yeah.
can ask her. I
Um,
think she's there for the food festival. You know, her and Matt are very much into food.
They are.
these days.
Yes.
So
I think Matt's very into food, and she's just like, I guess, all right, here we go. Yeah, so good for them. The honeymoon phase is going strong.
They are. He also Travis is trying to limit his cussing on their podcast, New Heights.
Okay, how's that working out for him?
I don't think very well.
No.
Yeah, I think he fails 10 minutes later and dropped a couple F-bombs. Jason, let the people know what the fuck we got. I'm sorry. Trying to reel it back on the F-bombs. And I feel like, would you I have a terrible sailor's mouth.
Do you think yours is worse than mine?
At times, bitch.
Fuck you.
But like, are we gonna stop cussing when River can like
that's something
hear?
we're gonna have to work on that, and we probably need to honestly start now because we do swear a lot.
I
Did
know,
your
but
mom ever comment on my swearing?
No, she's never commented on mine either. And the other day I was like, I have said fuck a lot in front of my mother, and I feel like I would have never done this
Is
a
it
couple
my
years
fault?
ago. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe you're a bad influence. I don't know, but I also think like
Oh, also, just big announcement today. Natalie's mom flew back home.
No.
Yeah.
We want to shout out to her. She
I
was
didn't
very
say
helpful.
bye.
Yeah.
She'll be back. I honestly probably in a couple weeks.
You
Yeah.
guys
yeah.
are like sooner than later, actually.
I'm like, she actually missed her flight. She's coming back. She's on her way back.
So I
this
told her
is
the wrong time.
I just want to give a shout out to Natalie because this is the first time Natalie has left our daughter with a babysitter who's also a friend, but still not the same as mom.
Yeah,
Not the same
it's
as
a big
mom.
deal.
And
I have quite the fear of her building a bond with someone that's not one of us or grandma.
Mm.
It's like the idea of her like
I think we're
loving
okay.
her babysitter and then being like, I don't know,
I think we're
it's
okay.
sad. And they change so much.
We
and,
haven't
like,
put her down since she
she's
was
so
born.
she's getting so expressive and like she's laughing and smiling at you and I'm like, oh, am I gonna miss? Like, is she gonna laugh and smile at the babysitter?
Probably, yeah.
And like hate that. Like
Yeah.
and I think I would be worse if it was a stranger that we hired off the street, but she is Nick's friend. Shout out to Shug.
Hey, actually, yeah. Our babysitter is Sugarlyn, who for the OG Viall File listeners, Shug's been on the show before. She,
Here.
so
Been on the show before.
So she probably, honestly, will pop back in and say hi. But yeah, Sugar was like, "Hey, I can do this," and I'm like, "Okay, amazing."
Yeah. And she's really sweet and she is great. And River just needs to be like rocked and like her diaper changed and fed. But it is, yeah, that's my fear is like she's gonna bond with someone and then
Do
she's gonna be
we-
like, Mom, I want the nanny. And I'm
Do we
like,
care if our daughter swears?
well, like when?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
First word.
Do we care? Do we care if she
Honestly,
swears?
It might be.
Do we care if she
Honestly,
swears at
fire.
all, or just as long as we teach her not to swear around like society? Be like, "Hey, babes, like you can only at home."
Once you step out this door.
No,
She's like, "Fuck, shit, balls."
no, I think we do that trend that everyone's doing where it's like if you need to like let some steam off and you're angry, like you can go to the bathroom, but you only like when you can only be by yourself.
She's gonna say motherfucker. Because when I get mad, I'm always like, "Motherfucker."
You are. Yeah, you are. I don't know. My sister cusses a lot in front of my niece, and I think for a long time she just knew that like she couldn't say those words, and like she's like mommy's an adult, so mommy can.
But that means that as soon as she goes and plays with her friends,
But I have
she
a
will be
video.
fucking
I have
saying
a
that
video
shit.
of Scarlett playing with her toys, and she like didn't know that I was videoing her, and she's just playing, and she like drops something, and she goes, "Oh, damn it! Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say damn it." And it's, like, it's so cute. So I don't know. I don't know. I probably won't reel back on the cussing, but
I do know that I'm more concerned about other things in terms of teaching River rather than making sure she doesn't say a couple made up words. Speaking of made up words, boy, I'm really these ladies on the tell-all. It's just like throwing out the word gaslighting, having no fucking clue what it means. And I'm honestly
it honestly looked like Leia was a little nervous to say it. She was like, "Y'all are
gaslighting, I think.
Maybe.
And then like when now it's like point blank period. Now it made me never want to say that again. They make it all uncool when they say it on tell all.
What does that even mean? Point blank period.
I don't know. We've said it before. I gotta learn it from you.
Oh, I
Yeah.
definitely. Oh,
I think it's just like end of sentence. Like,
Point blank.
No response.
It was cool at first.
Conversation over.
A
Yeah.
little cringy.
I never want to use it again after hearing it on tell all.
Point blank period.
Point blank period.
well, now it's just turned into period. Which
Period.
you say.
I do say period, and I'm coming to the conclusion that it is annoying. And to everyone listening, I apologize.
So-
I don't think it's annoying.
I think it's different
don't
when
think
it's
it's annoying.
written. Like you know? Because like I'll comment
Oh,
on
like in a
someone's thing and be
text?
like, period. Yeah. But I think saying it in response to someone is annoying now.
When I start saying it, you know it's not cool. Like,
Yeah, I would
You
agree.
know?
I feel like definitely since you started saying it, I wanted to start saying it less.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as bad as saying that's crazy.
I love that's crazy.
Because that's crazy to me is like I have nothing to say, but like that's crazy.
No, that's crazy is shut the fuck up. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so crazy.
That's when someone's showing you too many photos on their camera roll.
Like,
You
that's
know?
crazy.
That's crazy.
And you're like, that's crazy. Oh my, a vacation in Hawaii, that's crazy. Oh my God, your dog on its back, that's crazy. That's so crazy. Your lunch today, that's crazy. I love that one. And if you don't get that memo of that's crazy
You
and
can
to
leave.
stop talking,
Yeah.
you need to
You
need
learned
to
it
learn.
here.
Isn't it though? Oh my god, I have more. That'd
Yeah.
be me.
Yeah, you learn. That
Yeah,
would
no,
be-
when I'm telling my like long 20-minute stories now, he's like, that's crazy. Like, oh my
You're
God.
like, you think that's crazy? Listen to this.
And then it's like he didn't even finish his first story, and we're on to something else. And I'm like, why don't I tell Nick all the time? I'm like, I'm the whiplash I have from this story. I've gone on such a roller coaster. I have no idea where we are.
Especially when I'm dabbling in substances.
I don't think you should
Say
say substances. Sounds
substances.
like
Didn't we-
heroin.
yeah, we
Yeah,
bleeped that last
that
time,
could
right?
be anything.
Yeah.
By the way, when we bleeped it in the last episode, everyone was like, "What drug?"
What drug
It
is
can't be
Nick
weed.
on?
Why would they bleep weed?
No, because then it's like harder for them to make it a headline, and it's just like
Nick Viall is on some sort of drugs. We don't know what.
I do not care if the household, and when I say household, I mean everyone listening speculates. Whatever, I don't have a ball.
It's
You
me
guys-
saying there was leftovers that made people speculate.
yeah.
Yeah, they were like, "Of what?"
But it's like the nefarious image of Nick in the backyard doing something and Natalie's just holding her baby at the window. Like, think of River.
Look at your father.
Should we start rolling up dollar bills on our counter and just leave him there?
Why?
No? Too hard.
Interesting.
I don't think so.
It gets the people talking. No, just a little.
Are they doing that in the valley?
God, the
They're
segues.
doing everything.
I think anyone
heard it
who
was
sits at that
crazy.
desk is obsessed with a good segue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
What am
remember
I?
It's the
when-
news
what-
reporter.
Do you remember when you brought something up one time and I immediately segued and you were like, huh?
This is a
You're
pop
like-
episode. You read your headline, and a second later, Leia starts a new headline.
Speaking of, like holy shit, we
He was
just
like, wait,
started
what about my
talking.
headline?
You know, we could just
Transitions.
we can just talk about a new topic. We don't always need a segue. It's like if we talk about a new topic, our audience will be like, "What the fuck?"
Our brains are just like the whole time, like, how do I segue? How do I segue?
Literally.
Well, you want to do Valley more than Scheana and Vanderpump? Well, we're not going to like recap. Obviously, that's reserved for R&R. But
Well,
like,
Scheana was on the episode of The Valley, so they really go hand in hand.
it was the premiere of the Valley. Very excited to talk about it in reality recap, along with and obviously reality recap is going to be a big episode because a lot of it will be the Bachelor finale. So we hope that it is riveting. But what is riveting is that Scheana wanted to keep us guessing. She could have just said John Mayer.
My body is a wonderland. Like
She pretty much
this is a
did.
game of like.
God, who do you think it is? Do you John Legend possibly?
It's like what is that game in the newspaper?
Wordle?
Sudoku.
Sudoku.
Is that the no? Is that the
Wordle.
Profit
numbers?
number.
You need a crossword.
Yes, I do
Yeah.
mean the crossword.
Isn't that the same thing,
Thank you
Loki?
very much.
Loki, the same thing.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Is it not?
one. They're literally right on top of each other. So it is pretty much
Maybe in the
the
New
same.
York
Right
Times
down the
crossword next week will be Scheana had a orgy with Sheena's body is a wonderland.
They
Yeah.
actually had on Jeopardy, Scandival was one of the answers.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
They should make a pop culture Jeopardy.
Has anyone checked in on John Mayer today? Because he's got to be like, fuck.
Yeah, like what is his
Jesus
comment
fucking
section
Christ.
like?
He's like, I knew I should have brought out that NDA. Damn it. He's like, I just forgot to print
But
it
this
out.
also isn't the first time that she's spoken about him. So it's like they're
What has she
acting
said
like
in
this is some big reveal. But she said before that she and the girl she was living with would have orgies with him like frequently.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
When did she say this?
I was reading an article about this episode, and then it was like, this isn't the first time that Shay has mentioned her long-term relationship with Mayer.
And then
Oh my
also
God.
But
when
why isn't it weird that Scheana is now being referred to as Shay when that's her ex fucking husband's name?
Oh, it's like
That's her nickname now?
no, that's like in newspapers when not newspapers, magazines, and they're like,
No, I
Viall
get that.
said, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure, but
she changed her last name to Honey Davies, right?
Honey?
Yeah, they added honey to their last name. Do you guys not remember this from the wedding?
No.
Yeah.
No.
They changed their last name to Honey Davies, and it's neither one of their last names, but they added it too. So
Bra?
Scheana Marie Honey Davies.
Where did
yeah.
honey come from?
With no idea.
So why are we still calling her Scheana Shay?
But yeah, and even then Brock's last name legally is Davies.
And her
So
Bravo website says Scheana Shay, like her profile.
I mean, listen,
So-
and everyone has a past, like that happens.
maybe she just hasn't legally changed her last name. So it's still Shay
Or
from her
that just
previous
might
marriage.
be her stage name.
Yeah.
Duh.
That's
Sheena
true.
Marie.
That is true.
Her SAG name, probably. I'm sure she's a member of
So
SAG.
she said on a 2020 podcast appearance that her relationship with John Mayer turned into a throuple with Stacey Adams, aka Stacey the bartender from the Hills.
Mm.
I was living with Stacey at the time. We hung out for about 6 months. We'd go to his house. It just became kind of the three of us. We had this little throuple going on. But then there was like me and another her. Everyone always had attention. She admitted that she was jealous of the other girl because John liked her more by the end of the alleged romance. I was like, wait, I brought you into this, and now you're getting more attention than
Oh my
I'm
God,
getting.
classic Scheana.
Even
Being like,
after
holy
he and I
shit, I
stopped
was
talking.
Why can't this trouble be about me? Jesus Christ. I mean, it is just, and I do feel bad. I'm not like,
She really can't ever be the main character.
I will say I did see a clip of Scheana talking about everyone saying that like she's making every moment about her. And she was like, when is there a moment that's about me? She was like, my wedding was about Katie. And that is true because it was like the Tom Schwartz and Raquel kissing and it was this whole thing. And
Katie
That
did
is
this
true.
in the
That's
hotel,
like
yeah.
Ariana saying, this is about Tom Sandoval. Or, these stories all include other people.
Oh, and it's also kind of a choice too that I'm like, yeah, Katie was there, but you didn't have to be in it as invested in Katie as
Yeah.
you could have been in your wedding.
You could have been like, you know what? Honestly, I don't care if she shows up. I'm just going to focus
She's not
on my
invited
wedding.
anyways.
You know? Fine.
but then Lala kept leaving to hang out with Katie. Like it definitely was still like,
But she had like 100 people there for her.
I hear you there. It's just when you are a married woman and you have a child, like again, everyone has a past, but like, what do you think Brock is just like,
That's milady.
that's, yeah, like, I don't, okay.
yeah, that
She-
is definitely weird that like you have talked about it before.
She says it
and
with such pride.
You're married, you have a kid,
It-
and like you're still.
I'll just say it was an A-list star. Okay, fine. It was John fucking Mayer. Like,
It's
tough.
good as gold.
And then we also have Sandoval. I saw a clip, him referring to himself, comparing himself. He loves a good comparison nowadays. The new comparison is Scott Peterson,
Yep.
convicted of murdering his wife.
Oh, according to Tom, allegedly.
Tom says allegedly. There has been recent like things in the news about he's fighting it or something, or new evidence has come forward.
That Scott Peterson's fighting it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't. So who knows? I don't. But yeah, probably not the time for Tom. It's like Tom allegedly, and then Schwartz just. Oh, God bless him.
Schwartz looked like he was having a full-on like, I don't know how I got here moment.
Well, look, Tom can't help. Like now, Tom is in a side by side next to Scott Peterson.
You did this.
Again, this is not the sophisticated guy that some people claim he is. I think Scheana and Tom Sandoval will end up together someday.
Oh.
I'm calling it now.
Hot take.
Maybe not in a couple years. She'll have to break up with Brock first. But I'm thinking like 7 to 10.
Okay.
They're gonna have that wedding pact.
Well, she does tell him that she doesn't think they're going to be together forever, right? Was that in the preview for the show?
mid-season.
It does
Looks like
suggest
it.
that. Who knows? It could be one of those like we need to talk things.
Reality conversation
Yeah.
or
So,
hypothetical.
Yeah.
But speaking of hypothetical and reality, what about Brittany and Jax, who are actually separated at the
Mm.
moment?
And then Jax was recorded saying how he fucking hates Katie. Katie had a nice little moment on Watch What Happens Live. Haven't seen that yet. We will talk about it on Reality Recap. But
Copy that.
fuck you, Jax, for talking shit on Katie. Katie's the only fucking good friend, the only one with boundaries, the only one who seems to like stand her ground. And Jax calls that no fun,
I believe is the most miserable human being to exist.
is what he
Well,
said.
Jax would know.
Yeah.
He is getting called out for his male pattern baldness online as well. That's
Oh,
tough.
no, not his MPB.
Well, also, it's just like, again, they're doing amazing work when it comes to, plastic surgery and hair.
Well, he did get a nose job.
He's got apparently 3.
His best friend's plastic surgeon on the show.
So
Hmm.
maybe, honestly, maybe he's going to fly to Turkey on the Valley and get a
Where
hair
did
transplant.
we hear that that's the best place to get
It's
hair
like all over the
transplant?
internet.
Yeah.
Like
Plastic
it's,
surgery is a really big thing in Turkey.
yeah. It's something all men have to deal
My
with.
God.
No shame, But I know Jax is bothered by it.
When are you going to deal with that? Just so I can put it in my notes.
Well, when I need to. Yeah.
Nick's like, most men deal with it.
Most men could never be me, but most men.
Just take some biotin, you'll be good.
Biotin?
Biotin.
Biotin. Okay.
Collagen.
Okay.
It'll grow everywhere though, so
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Do you know from experience?
I do be taking some biotin.
Okay. Wow. You
And
don't
he
look
is
like a
her.
hairy that hairy of a man.
Yeah, it's contained.
Justin's like, you can't see.
He said it's contained.
It's like his belly button's full of hair.
I actually don't have that much hair, yeah.
You
But
really
where
don't.
it
Okay.
is, it grows. We'll leave it there.
Okay, so what is it? Kanye West went to Cheesecake Factory, and I think that is news in itself that he is eating at Cheesecake Factory. That anyone is still eating at Cheesecake Factory.
fucking
I
hate cheesecake.
love
I
Cheesecake
love
Factory.
it.
That's
They're brown bread.
I was gonna say I like the brown bread, but that's about it.
that's
You can buy that too now.
If you
Yeah,
eat-
at the grocery store.
if you eat a Cheesecake Factory, that means you don't have taste.
I will say their menu has a weird collection of food.
Their menu
Like they
is
randomly have like orange
massive.
Yeah,
chicken
it's
on top
massive.
of like
Listen,
It's a
if
novel.
your menu is that big, like, sorry, you're not.
We do
like,
nothing
you're not
good.
good. Yeah,
We
yeah.
do nothing
I
good.
agree with that most of the time, but cheesecake is great.
I will say,
Well,
their
sure.
fried
It's called
mac and
fucking
cheese balls
Cheesecake Factory.
are good. Yeah.
It's for sure just like popped in a microwave and served.
You
but, like,
microwave your cheesecake?
No,
No,
at
no,
Cheesecake.
no,
Ooh.
at Cheesecake.
And I was like, wait.
No,
No, but I think his
that would be weird.
he aims to embarrass his wife.
Oh my
Like
god.
that is his.
He dresses her now.
That's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
And I think he dresses her in things that will embarrass her.
Honestly good for her though. Like she embraces it.
Does she, or is she like being held captive
Yeah.
and she needs help?
Is it
That's
emotional
true.
abuse?
Well,
Those tights. That is a captive
Yeah.
situation. If you've ever been a 4-year-old in a tap class, you know you don't want to be in tights
What if
against
she
your will.
wrote in lipstick "help" on her ass? So next time she got pantsed by Kanye,
People would be like, fashion,
like,
it is a
Yeah.
statement.
fashion, fashion, fashion.
It was a see-through bodysuit where she had to walk with her phone over her little cat because it was literally like everything is completely see-through. Did y'all see that?
Is that the one her boobs are hanging
It's
out?
literally
Oh.
just like this the tiniest dental floss of a strap holding on just a completely black sheer bodysuit.
It's in like New York in the winter.
And her phone
That's
is
what
just
I'm saying.
strategically here the whole
He's
time.
doing that to embarrass her.
like it's giving humiliation.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
Yeah, it's just every headline about Kanye West is about what she's wearing.
could you imagine him trying to do that to Kim Kardashian?
Never.
He did dress her.
No, I know, but he would
But not-
never have dressed
Yeah.
her like this.
That's
Not
true.
nude through the streets like it's Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah. Point.
Point. Northwest did release an album.
She released it.
Well, I don't think it's come out yet, but she's
Oh.
going to. Elementary School Dropout.
that's what it's called.
Yeah.
That sounds
No.
kind of cool.
No, it's
I can't
iconic.
Wait. I feel like
It's
it'll be
iconic.
good.
Yeah, it probably will be. Yeah.
It will be.
Do you remember that interview where it was like Kim doing a Vogue or Vanity House tour and then North's like paintings were on the counter and she goes, "So this is North's paintings. She's in her emo era." Or like she's really emo right now.
Wasn't there one where it was like really fucking good, and everyone was like, "You're like 6-year-old did not
paint
paint
it.
that." It's like
We-
Picasso.
Are we gonna do our
Couldn't think of-
Rivers class projects and be like, "Oh, like, great job"? No, we're not.
She might
No,
be good,
I
though.
actually heard that when your child shows you like something that they've done, like artwork or whatever it is, and they're like, "Look, like I painted this." You ask them like, "How do they feel about it? Like, how do you think you did?" And if they're like, "I don't think it was that good," or then like you respond to that. But if you're like, "Oh my gosh, great job, honey, that's awesome," like it's the best thing ever.
You can make them self-conscious potentially.
Yeah. Yeah, but if they like don't think it's that good, like you're supposed to like ask them. Like,
But
how do
you
they feel
asking
about it?
that is like, I feel like a clear indication. Like, it's like when I used to get my hair cut as a child or like try on an outfit. My mom's like, "Do you like it?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a telltale.
Yeah. Yeah, can you imagine a 3-year-old River be like, "Oh, mommy, look what I drew." We're like, "Well, how do you feel about it?" She's like, "Fuck, what? What do you mean? How do I feel about it? I made it for
It's
you."
like feelings. The fuck is that? And she probably will say fuck.
The way you do it is if she's bad, you go, "Do you want to take classes?" Like you suggest the classes. That's what my parents did.
If she's bad,
Yeah, like,
what?
do you like doing art? And
Oh
if
my
she likes
God.
doing the art, you're like, well, let's
Oh.
put you in classes.
How old were you when
There
you
you go.
figured that out?
Well, I think I was good at art. In my
Okay.
defense. But
I was good at art.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never was. Yeah.
Or math.
Okay.
Natalie was never mind.
No.
What?
Yeah, finish the statement.
Please put me on
Let
blast.
us-
Let us sit on the joke.
Put me on
I
blast.
can't do that to her. I love you
What?
too much.
I was
Oh.
counting my fingers.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Oh, I
poll,
count.
poll.
Absolutely.
Who else counts with their fingers? What else are they there for?
I count my fingers when I do the time. I'm like 1 to 2, 2 to 3,
Yeah.
3 to 4. Like, because I think the 12 and the 11 throw it off for me. I don't know.
I'm with you.
Same.
She was like, I think we got 6 ounces because she was pumping, and it was not 6 ounces. It was 4 plus, well, no, it was 5 plus 4. And then she started going like this.
Okay, sometimes people's brain doesn't work how it
Well,
should.
like, Natalie and I are a perfect balance because I'm when it comes to some things, super smart. Me. When it comes to other things, it's like brain's broken. And
So, like, I will be teaching River English. We all know they can't fucking talk or spell. He said, "How do you spell chic? S-H-E-K." I'm like,
Oh, check.
check. And science, and Nick will do history because he'll fucking put me in a sleeper hole with that. And math.
and math. Yeah.
Yeah.
And together,
We
she'll
will
learn.
thrive.
We'll thrive. All right, before we get to Luann, we do have to discuss this Love is Blind drama. You know, this seems to happen every season with the popular seasons of Love is Blind. It's just like they come out, they start saying nice things at first, and then all of a sudden it just takes one person to say one thing, and then it's like World War III. We have Clay's friend / groomsman has entered the chat.
Groomersman?
Clay's friend / groomsman has entered the
I
chat.
told you he couldn't
Can't talk.
Groomersman?
Don't worry, I'm going to have AI talk for me in the future.
Yeah, you will.
Uh,
His groomsman said that she had a sugar daddy.
She said, I'm Clay's best friend, and we've both been living out in Charlotte for years now. AD finances are in fact funny. She has a sugar daddy that is funding her life, brought her a car and an apartment. She's not a realtor. Ask her to show us one house she sold or a picture she took with someone in front of the house she's just sold them.
First of all, that's weird. Can you imagine being on Love is Blind and be like, no, show us a fucking picture of being in front of a house? Like,
With a sold sign. It has to say sold.
It's like
Yeah.
you can't just be a realtor who hasn't sold a
look,
house.
what if she just started?
Yeah.
I mean, we all know, like, listen, realtor, financial advisor, these are professions that, you know, personal trainer, they could mean a lot of different things.
Independent contractor.
Yeah, there are, you know, so I get it. Maybe they're calling that out, but at the same time, maybe AD is just entering her real estate era.
It was
no?
just kind of random.
She never claimed to be the most successful real estate agent of all time.
Yeah.
She just said she's in real estate.
Usually the couple takes a picture, the person who buys the house.
That is why Clay's brother showed up in a tank top. They're like, she can't show us a picture of her selling a house. Fuck it. He's not marrying her.
She has a sugar daddy. She doesn't need a wife.
Why? Yeah,
That's
why
fine.
are we hating on her having a sugar daddy?
I agree.
She got a car and an apartment for free. Sounds
Winning.
like a baller. Yeah. Sounds like she's making great decisions in life.
Yeah, I don't, why are they fighting? When AD was on here, she generally had a lot of nice things to say. You know, obviously she was rightfully upset about the finale.
Yeah.
But post finale, they seem to be,
I don't feel like she threw him under the bus
Not
at
at
all.
all.
So,
she was quite nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is just Clay's friend trying to get a little 15 men. You
For
know what I'm
sure.
saying?
yeah.
Because Clay didn't say, you know, like,
Yeah, why is he
Yeah,
even entering
Clay's
the
not
she
chat?
didn't say
mad.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Larsa and Pippen and Marcus Jordan broke up again.
Well, shocker. Breaking news.
That's just another insider saying it, so who knows?
But I
Oh.
do like the fact that they're so dramatic about it and there was like irreconcilable differences. It's like you guys dated for like less than a year. Relax. It's not a divorce.
irreconcilable this time. This week,
Irreconcilable.
for now.
We're holding our
Until
breath.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's time to get Luann again. Sending her questions at asknick@theviallfiles.com for all things texting office hours. We'll be back on Monday for explosive Ask Nick, and then we have a big reality recap for you on Tuesday. Obviously, Bachelor finale. We'll get into the Valley reality recap, Summer House, and probably some more stuff.
DPR.
It's gonna be wild. Tune in. We'll be here. So it is time for the Countess.
Viori.
Baby, tell me how much you love Viori.
I am obviously someone who wears my workout clothes, not just in the gym, as I'm probably wearing workout clothes in most of these podcast episodes. And that is because Viori makes perfect workout clothes for in the gym and also your daily life outside of the gym. They're perfect for any workout. They're incredibly versatile and comfortable. It can be used for just about any activity like running. I don't run, but I do train and I do yoga. They are great for all of those. Swimming, it's great for lounging or weekend errands.
Or just taking walks with our baby.
Or just taking walks with the baby and our dogs.
Or just sitting around the house. Or just going to the grocery store. either way. Natalie's so goddamn cute in her Viore set that's just like, baby, just put on that Viore. Meanwhile, for the guys, also kicking butt in the whole looking good department, especially ladies out there, I know your man is not looking his best self when he's wearing workout clothes, and chances are he's got some really grimy old workout clothes that need the upgrade. So help your man out.
The men's core
Yeah.
short is the one that Nick wears.
Tell him how good my butt looks in it.
He looks so good in them. I'm always like, maybe you could put on a different pair to go running outside because that's a little, you're gonna be attracting the wrong people out there.
Plus, they have the men's Sunday Performance Jogger, the perfect lounge or workout jogger. It's available in a short as well. So invest in your workout / loungewear and happiness, honestly, when it comes to Viore. For our listeners, they are offering 20% off your first purchase. Get yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile clothing on the planet at viore.com/VIALL. That's VUORI.com/VIALL.
Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but enjoy free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. Go to viore.com/VIALL and discover the versatility of Viore clothing. Hinge.
We like to think that we met on Hinge.
We do. That's what we tell people.
Yeah.
But
Sounds better than the DMs.
it does sound better. But you know who has a
Success story?
You know who
Leia.
actually met on Hinge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister.
A lot of people, actually. Millions.
Yeah, so many
Zillions.
people. My best friend and her husband met on Hinge. My sister and her husband met on Hinge.
Really?
Yeah, my sister. So she's a twin, and my brother got married already. I was married, and she was like, I'm downloading Hinge. I need to find someone. She downloaded Hinge, and she met somebody pretty soon after. And he actually had downloaded Hinge the week before he moved to LA and met her a week later.
How many people did he have to go through?
Barely any.
Love
He
that.
was on it for 1 week before
Love.
meeting her.
Well, they do say it is the app to be deleted.
And deleted.
did he ever.
Did he do?
Hinge is the dating app designed to be deleted. Why? Hinge gives you a sense of someone's personality and lets you share your own. You get to know your potential dates through their unique answers to prompts, plus get a sense of someone's dating intentions and what they are looking for. Do you remember the prompts?
So one of them was the most spontaneous thing that you've ever done. And so my sister's was bungee jumping.
Oh.
That's
And
such a good
she-
conversation starter.
Yeah, that she's like, it was just a good conversation piece. Her husband has a bad back, so he
Oh.
was like in awe of the bungee jumping.
He could not be
experience.
bungee jumping.
No.
No, he can never go bungee jumping. So
He
I
was
mean,
like,
He
"Can
had
I
so
live
many
like-"
questions.
Yeah, so
he
many
immediately
questions.
had to ask her.
Yeah, I don't know if he was immediately like, well, I have a bad back, but like
He was like, great, you got that out of your system. Now I don't have to do that
great,
with you.
now we
Yeah.
don't have to do that together.
Yes.
But no, it was a great conversation starter at their first date.
All because of Hinge's prompts.
All because of the prompt.
So stop saying hi or what up and start letting Hinge get the conversation started for you. On Hinge, there are no rules, timers, or games. If you're feeling inspired, give Hinge a try. Download Hinge today and find someone worth deleting the app for. Luann, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you? Welcome to the Viall Files.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you.
Thank you.
What you been up to?
Oh, well, you
Just
know,
like-
just getting ready for my tour, Mary F. Kill.
Your tour.
Yes, yes.
And Mary F. Kill is your new song.
It is. It's going to drop March 22nd,
March 22nd.
the day of my show at the Wiltern here in Los Angeles. Then I'm off to Sacramento, Modesto, London.
Oh, my- London. You're performing in London.
Yeah, I'm doing San Francisco, but I'm sold out. I'm playing bimbos. Yeah. Anyway, I have a ton of dates coming up. Super excited. You know, listen, Mary F. Kill came about through my fans because whenever I do a show, I do a Q&A with the audience, and I always get asked, Mary F. Kill, Countess, who would you marry, who would you F, and who would you kill? Now, we're not killing anybody. We're just getting rid of a person.
We're play killing.
Exactly.
Pretend kill.
We're pretend killing. So,
It's like,
you know,
who do we
yeah.
not like? Ugh,
You
like,
know
who
the
could-
game, right?
ugh. Yeah, no, I know the game.
You know
yeah,
the
no,
game,
I've been asked it. You know, when you're on The Bachelor, you get
yeah,
asked
right,
that a lot.
right.
too.
Or like the housewives are so, you know, known to be playing games all the time, right?
Mhm.
And it's usually a shit show bobsled to hell.
But actually.
But Mary F. Kill's my new favorite game. And the inspiration comes from my fans, and as does all my music that I write, you know, Money, Chic, it all comes from inspiration of, you know, the girls around me, housewives, you know, Dorinda and Giovanni.
Yeah.
You know, they were all in my Christmas song. You know, Bruce Roberts is my producer on this. We're remixing it with Tracy Young. who's incredible. And so, yeah, so I'm super excited for people to hear it. It's very catchy. It's dance club mix, and super fun. And, the show is about who would we marry? Who do we want to F and who do we want to get rid of in our lives? And how I put together the shows. Basically, I do the music I love. And my fans are really young because they grew up with me. Like when they were, 10, 12, mommy was watching Housewives. Exactly.
Me,
Justin said. So, so they know the music that I know because their moms are listening to it. So, there's not a song I pick normally that my fans don't know. So they sing along with me. And so I pick a song and then I go, okay, well, how am I going to get into the song now with the story? Because cabaret is about storytelling and it's about my
What is
personal life.
cabaret? I honestly don't.
I'm explaining to you
know.
right now, Nick. So
I get a visual.
yeah, cabaret.
Listen.
Yeah, cabaret is. I got a lot of things on Instagram that kind of shows what I do, but it's a personal story, really, cabaret, and
Okay.
it's why did I pick that song, and what is the story that led me to that song, and then what I do is that's how I build the show. First the song, and then it's the story, and then it's the dress from Giovanni. Which dress am I going to wear to really complement what that song is about? You know what I mean? So it's very, I really work hard on cabaret, and I've been doing it since 2018.
Like rehearsal and practice.
Oh
Like how,
yeah, my
like
director.
how many hours a
my,
week are
my
we putting in?
director, Richard J. Alexander, has worked with Bette Midler,
Shit.
Kristen Chenoweth, Barbara Streisand, and he came to my show, and you know what he said to me? He goes, Countess, I came here not expecting very much from you, but you fucking blew my mind. First of all, you're funny, you can sing, and you wear a dress like no woman I've ever seen. And he became my director. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are you wearing today? This looks
This is Giovanni.
wonderful.
Thank you. Isn't it cool?
It's so cool.
I know. I love it.
I wish I could pull something like that off.
You could.
Justin,
you
can you
could.
wear that? I think you could wear that.
Mhm.
I could wear it, but sequences.
It would look amazing on you.
You have to be like powerful to wear sequences.
You know,
That's
I
my
think
take.
Brock would probably wear that.
Feeling Giovanni.
Feeling Giovanni.
I love it.
Mhm.
Wow. Well, that's so cool. Like, and you've always been passionate about performing and music
Yes.
for quite some time now.
Listen, growing up, I was, singing. So how cabaret started for me back in 2018 was a friend of mine said, a really old friend, he goes, Lou, you love to sing for your friends. You love to tell jokes. That's true. And you love to host parties. You should be doing cabaret. And I was like, oh. And then I got married and divorced. I was busy with life, but I did put together the show from that very moment. I was like, yeah, you're right. And so it's kind of my love affair with music, and a lot of stories because I have a lot of stories. When you get this age, best decade of life, by the way, something to look forward to.
Getting older.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I
enjoying
mean,
it.
for me, this is the best decade because I feel free.
What's your best story?
Oh my
Do you
God.
have a good housewife story? I mean, obviously, a lot of people who listen to this show are
Big Housewives fans, right?
Um,
Well, I talk about Ultimate Girls Trip, right? And I
yeah,
get on
you
Kelly.
recently got back on.
Mhm.
Is promoting what caused you, or what was the motivation to dive back into the Bravo land doing Ultimate Girls Trip? Was it more, hey, I just want to be back on TV, I want to hang out with the girls? Was it about ultimately promoting your cabaret and music career?
Not really. I
All
mean,
of
I
the
don't really
above?
even talk about cabaret on this trip, or maybe I did. I
But it's
don't
kind of
think
getting you
so.
back on the
It's-
scene.
I don't
It's
think I
getting
even
people
talked about
talking
cabaret.
about like, ooh, Luann, like,
Listen, darling, who doesn't want to go to St. Bart's for a week with your girlfriends and get paid?
Yes.
I mean, come on. It's not
yeah.
a bad gig.
Yeah.
And,
I'm not asking you to
and-
explain yourself.
well,
I'm
you
just
kind of
curious.
did.
I was just like, why'd you go? Like,
You kind of did ask me why. But that's one of the reasons because, listen, it's a great paid vacation. And, who doesn't want to go and hang out with your girlfriends for a week?
was it everything you hoped it would be?
It was, and more, actually. I got lucky again with a pirate, kind of like a pirate. I'm always in trouble with guys on the show because I'm single.
You're a free spirit.
But good
Be
trouble.
uncool.
But good trouble. There's always a pirate involved. And so it was great, to catch up with the girls. Two of the girls, like Kelly Ben Simone, hadn't been on the show in 10 years.
Mhm.
Kristen Takeman was a wild card, which I didn't see coming. Tinsley Mortimer, couldn't make it because she was getting married. So it was great because we break the fourth wall. We talk about things that people would like to know about that, you don't get to talk about, while you're filming. So it's very, do you know what I mean by the fourth wall?
I do.
We
yeah.
can talk about everything and
Yeah.
et cetera.
Yeah, I wish, honestly, I think I wish every reality TV show and the legacy, not like
Mhm.
Bravo,
Yeah.
NBC, ABC, whatever. I wish they would lean into the fourth wall more. I
Right.
think, when reality TV first came on the scene,
Right.
when you were an original housewife, I totally understand from a creative standpoint this whole like kind of keeping it, in house and letting it play out, and then like allowing the and wanting to make sure that we were only filming or, when the gals were all together because we didn't want to miss anything.
Mhm.
But now that social media has blown up and, there's
Times have changed.
so many so many on-air talent have their own podcasts, they're on their social media. It is so hard for these networks to control, who says what where. They seem still so much trying to fight that and just be like, oh no, don't say that here. Don't. And I wish they would just say, all right, this is the new world we're living in. Let's lean in.
Yeah,
And because I think it makes it more of an interesting show. It's like so and so, you go on your Instagram and maybe you mouth off about one of your friends, and then they respond back. And when the ladies get together, then I want to hear about like,
yeah,
what do you have to say?
Scary Island, Everybody
but the
wants to know
show
with
seems
Kelly
so
about Scary
resilient to
Island.
do that sometimes. And
Right.
like when they do that, I think the audience embraces it more. And I think it
Totally.
keeps the storylines going. I think,
Mhm. Listen, I think, as there's a new cast for New York, right? And
yes. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
listen, we've been at it for, we had 13 seasons basically. And
Which is impressive.
I think that they could have kind of added some girls to our existing franchise, but they made a choice to do legacy and to do with the new cast. And I think what that was all about was like, let's see what happens, with these two different formats, and it just never happened. So that's why I was happy to do the Ultimate Girls Trip, because
Legacy never happened.
legacy never happened.
Yeah.
So the fans
And is
were
it done?
so
like,
happy.
are we like,
is
it still in talks?
I kind of think so. I don't.
Did Bethany fuck that up?
No, it has nothing to do with Bethany. Zero. She's been gone for a while, and yeah.
We'll get into
Sayonara.
that. Do you want to get into Bethany now?
I said bless. Bye.
Exactly.
You know.
You see? Yeah.
Have you? I mean, you must be like, even if you don't want to pay attention to Bethany,
No.
the algorithm seems to
Force it.
Force it.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, Bethany's.
There
telling
she
me
is
what-
again.
And I, as a fan of the show, I've said this multiple times on this show. Like I always she is a legend in the reality TV space, like yourself.
Absolutely. She's a good reality star.
And and I've always kind of respected, what she's done. But in the past year, it's gotten kind of
Weird. Yeah.
and kind of sad.
Yeah.
And I
Pulling
don't,
apart fish with her bare hands. I don't know, what was that all
yeah.
about?
So when it, as someone who's been on reality TV just as quite honestly as long as she has,
Yeah.
and you were
Respect, sure.
in the beginning, you've seen all the behind the scenes. You've hung out with Andy Cohen, like.
We don't really hang out that way. It's a very professional relationship.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying you guys are besties,
Right.
but like,
well, we've
what
known
is
each other for a
your
long time.
what is your read on this? Not just Bethany, but
The whole thing.
Leah
Reality
McSweeney or
reckoning.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I know that you haven't been in every room and you can't speak to everyone's own
No.
experience, but
Right.
your experience. For me, who has also been on reality TV, my big thing is we're all adults and we're all accountable for our actions.
That's right.
And if we have our own problems, I mean, you've been very open about your own
Absolutely.
substance abuse problems and recovering from
Right.
drinking and things like
Right.
that. Did you ever feel like that was being taken advantage of, or do you say, "Hey, I'm an adult, I'm accountable. These are my choices,
That's
and
right.
I chose to go on this show knowing that I might
Yeah.
have a problem."
Well, exactly. Well, listen, I've spent a couple seasons, like Ultimate Girls Trip, the first one where we went Beverly Hills and Atlanta, Jersey, and all the ladies got together for the first ever Ultimate Girls Trip. I wasn't drinking at all, and Kyle said to me, "You're not drinking?" I said, "No, I don't drink." She was like, "Really?" She
Is this
just
Kyle
couldn't believe
Richards?
it.
Yeah.
Kyle Richards, and she said, "You know what? You're so much fun." And luckily I don't need to drink to have fun. Now, this last Ultimate Girls Trip, I said to the girls, I drink on occasion now, and this is an occasion. And I had a great time. Now, if you watched me for 13 years, which I think a lot of you have, you would never say I had a drinking problem, correct?
Right.
I got caught in a really bad position in Palm Beach and taken advantage of because I was staying at the hotel. And
By
I checked
whom?
by the hotel. the manager called the police on me because I was in the wrong room. I was
Okay.
drunk, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I didn't drive. I didn't hurt anybody. I was in the wrong room and they called the police. I mean, it was messed up. So anyway, but I took it and I thought, if I could put myself in that position, then I need to do something about that. I take responsibility for my behavior, right? If I couldn't handle my shit in front of a police officer, I'm like, okay, now we need to straighten this act out, right? So I didn't blame anybody, and I'm not blaming anybody because guess what? It was a great wake-up call for me because life is about learning from the shit you do and growing. If you don't learn and grow and you stay the same, then good luck. You know what I mean? You have to be able to look at what you
Speaking
do,
my language.
take responsibility. I did, and I straightened out my act. You know, I'm in a much different place than I was then. I just come off a divorce. The husband got caught cheating on me, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was just a bad spot. And listen, alcohol's been around for years as a way of self-medicating, and I was self-medicating, you know, and I had to figure that out, and I did.
And unfortunately, we have a culture in a society
Yeah.
in our country. We've all been like, hey, man, do you want to do a shot? Like, no,
Yeah.
like, oh, you pussy, you know, things like that.
Exactly.
Like, that is
There's a lot of
unfortunately our
pressure.
culture. It's not exclusive
So-
to Bravo producers.
Right. So back to the
Um,
housewives and this whole thing with Andy
Yeah.
is that nobody forces you to drink. In fact, Bravo was very supportive of me not drinking.
Sure.
You know, they were stuck in the fridge with options for me. They asked me what I wanted to drink if I wasn't drinking. I gave them my list of things. You know, on the contrary, they've been very supportive of me in sobriety when I was sober, and they were supportive of my choice to drink if I felt like it on this trip because I'm a grown woman, I'm an adult, and I take responsibility for my actions. So
They're not babies.
So I don't go along So I don't go along with this thing like, you know, the pressure was on and I was forced, and you know that's just not true, and it's not in Andy's character. So I don't believe most of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe that sure it was difficult for Leah, absolutely, and I'm not throwing that away or disregarding that. I understand her because it's not easy, but then you don't put yourself in that spot.
Right.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts with the actual whole of the reality reckoning? Like, do you feel like Bethany's kind of biting the hand that feeds you? Do you think that there's some legitimacy to it? Or?
Listen, I love what she's trying to do to get, you know, residuals for reality stars and
Do you
protect
think it's
protect
genuine?
No, it's always about Bethany.
Yeah. I don't think she gives a flying
No,
fuck
it's
about
always-
anyone
it's
ever
all
getting
about her.
residuals or
It's all
taking
about
care
her.
of their mental health.
I think they call it some sort of syndrome where you go in to save the day, but it's really about you. So
Was it main
let's
character
Savior
syndrome
complex?
or savior complex or
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Uh,
it.
Well, yeah, it's just like even looking at your guys' history. You
Yeah.
know, like she.
Yeah, what a good friend.
Yeah, she
awful
what
to
she
you.
called you,
Terrible.
Luann.
That's
I
right.
think that's
No,
one.
that was Carol.
Well, that's
Is
Carol.
that Carol?
Carol.
Okay.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I don't care.
Sorry,
Same
Bethany.
Thing. Same thing.
They were on the same
But
team.
like you know,
Mm-mm.
and you know, she did
Not
tell
anymore.
you. She did.
Bethany doesn't have any friends.
She did inform you that like you know Tom was stepping out on you, but like even then, like she decided that was something that should be put on camera.
That's right.
Without getting your permission, and whether that was something that you wanted on camera.
No,
And
in
it's
fact,
just
she
like,
told all the other housewives, and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Producers, they were all like, "Oh, wow, this is going to be." Listen,
Of course, they're going to be excited.
She's a good reality star,
She's an excellent
Yeah.
reality.
but is she a
star.
good friend? No, because it's about her and the crocodile tears of "I'm so sorry." It's about him. It's about Tom, you know. And this has been our history, you know.
When was the last time you talked to Bethany?
I can't even remember. It's been so long.
You never run into her.
It's the craziest thing. I never run into Tom, and I never run into Bethany.
You just don't go to that hotel.
No. Well, you know, I go anywhere I want. Last time I was at the Regency was with Lourdes, with Madonna's daughter. She came to my show in New York.
Oh, snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Damn.
I love Lourdes.
But I feel like New York, you're just always running into people. So that's actually
Yeah, but yeah, definitely not. In fact, anyway, it's a longer story, but I think it was out that she had somebody at the Regency take that picture. That was all set up.
Bethany.
It was all set up.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I truly do.
I mean,
Yeah. She had a friend staying there. She said, when he comes in there with that girl, call me and take a picture.
do you like Bethany has been very loud about the fact that she's like, we made Andy Cohen. I'm Bethany Frankel. I would have been famous no matter what, you know, blah, 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 blah. And for example, I have worked incredibly hard since being on TV to build this show and to
Yeah.
try to make something of my time on the show.
Right. Like
But I would've-
cabaret for me and
Yeah.
this for exactly.
But I wouldn't have been here. whether I like it or not,
Right.
from my time on The Bachelor.
Right.
And because at the end of the day, well, do I think I have talent? Sure. Do I think I have work ethic? Sure. But I'm not fucking Justin Timberlake, or maybe that's a bad example right now. He's not the most in vogue. But you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, you know, people like us, like, I think we have talent, we have great work ethic, and we're really put ourselves out there. But like the platform that we were given by these shows is a lottery ticket that I think, you know, people like yourself and people like me, we did something with it. Yeah.
Is there any air conditioning? Sorry.
Well, it is. Unfortunately, it was like, do we want lighting or do we want air conditioning?
Oh, you can't have both.
We wanted you to look good.
Okay. I'm starting to melt, but it's okay.
Oh, it's a great outfit.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm totally with you on that. I mean, and I feel like there's a lot of disgruntled housewives out there. And I think once one person jumps in, then they all start jumping in. I think that's what's going on with Andy, you know, and listen, you know, the spotlight that we have because of the shows we've done is huge. You can't, you know, you just can't get that, right? And I always say that, you know, my fans, I could trip and fall on the stage and they would say, wow, and get back up and they would say, that was so elegant, Countess. You know, they're so supportive. The Bravo fans, you know, BravoCon was off the hook. You know, our fan base is just incredible. And I love that, you know, they keep on Bravo all day. They're just watching all of the Bravo shows, which is so much fun. And, you know, I see nothing wrong with that. If that's what you choose to do, like I'm a big TV fan. I watch, you know, a lot of scripted shows though, personally, because I'm working reality. So I watch more scripted, but you know, we've been given, you know, a position and we've been given an opportunity to make something more of our time on television.
And you obviously work your ass off.
I work my ass off.
It's clear, you know, like you're fucking doing rehearsals, you're touring. That is a fucking grind.
Yeah,
it's
like, a lot of work.
You know, making music, put yourself out there.
Yeah, but I love it.
It's a vulnerable thing to do. And quite frankly, a lot of people, you know, a lot of your peers just don't have either the talent or the drive to continue to make this experience their own. And I feel like they've been so just like reliant, quite honestly, on the teat of Bravo.
Right.
And when Bravo says, we don't need you anymore, then it's all of a sudden like, look what you made me do, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
And there's zero accountability. I always say that. I've never seen a reality TV character go on any type of interview or on their social media and said, you know what? To be honest, I was kind of a piece of shit in that moment, but I got good at it, you know?
Right.
So like, you know, please hold me accountable. No one's ever said that.
Right.
You know, it's always, I got a bad at it. And sometimes we get good at it. Sometimes, you know, I'm sure you've seen your own show and been like, oh shit, that could have gone worse for me.
Yeah.
We've all been there, you know? But I never fucking hear that from anyone.
Yeah, no. Or I could have said that. Why didn't I say that? Why did I do that? Why didn't I say? You know, there's a lot of second guessing, of course, as you're watching yourself back. But, you know, I feel like it's a teaching opportunity in a way. It's like, who gets to do that, right? Who gets to have like this living moment where you go, oh my God, I got to fix that part of myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because most people, you know, they just move on and they're not really looking at that moment and going like, how can I be better or do better? Or how can I, you know, how come I'm so amazing? And, you know, hopefully for most people, it's tricky. You know, we make it look easy. You know, the Housewives is very tricky. You know, it's like walking the high rope.
It's Game of Thrones.
You know, if you look too far to the right, or too far to the left, you're going to fall off the high wire. So I always say my family prepared me. Oh, I love that you're fanning me, because it is hot in here. I got to say,
I'm not currently warm, and I learned in the 4th grade from Mrs. Bauman.
Mrs. Bauman, okay.
Shout out.
Because it was a hot summer day, and we got in from recess, and we were all like, you know, taking our homework and fanning us.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Bauman was like, do you realize that you are creating more heat by the physical action of fanning? So
I disagree.
Well,
when you're hot and you get wind on your face,
if you go gentle, but I'm just saying, I think better if I do it for you.
Oh, okay. I'm down for that.
Do you not want me to?
No, go ahead.
Is this affecting her shot?
No.
Great. Love it, Nick. Where were we?
Housewives is
Why
like
I'm being
walking
fan. Do you have any grapes too?
Do you
Do
actually
you like to be
bake?
feeding me grapes?
Is this distracting? Does this feel good?
Oh, it feels amazing. It really does. Thank you.
Amazing.
Where were
Love
we?
it.
Housewives is like walking a tightrope, or
Yeah, exactly.
It's Game of Thrones.
It's tricky. And I'm sure you have the same experience. You know, you don't want to break anybody's heart. You want to make them feel bad about themselves, right? Because you didn't pick them. I mean, it's a tricky road.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure. Even on this show, it's like we want to talk about the shows we love and the characters we're watching. We don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but at the same time, it's just like
you got to call it what it is.
When it comes to, like, for example, our reality recap show, which is like us just like, you know, talking about our favorite TV shows. We you know, I always use the sports analogy. I'm a huge sports fan.
Right.
You know, Monday morning quarterback, you know, like sports fans love to like watch their favorite teams. And then throughout the week, they're just like, this player did this and this player was awesome and this player sucked and I hate this player and I love this player because they're just fucking fans.
You're right.
You know, and then if they want to meet any of these players, regardless if they play for a different team or not, they're just like, oh my God, because we are fans. But like, it's fun for us to pick apart our favorite teams.
Right.
And whether you are a football fan or a Housewives fan or reality TV fans, fans consume it the same way.
Right.
I mean, it's like if you are lucky enough to be a reality TV star fan like I am and a football fan, the pettiness that is men watching football and arguing online is incredible.
I'm
like,
sure.
It is. It
Crazy.
is so fun.
Well, can you imagine what the petty housewives banter is on
No,
online?
I can, yeah.
I'm sure you know.
I do.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of judgment, you know. But it's easy to, you know, sit and judge other people and you know, and that's fun. Look at, you know, shows that, you know, fashion, and let's pick apart the Emmys. Let's pick apart, you know, the Grammys. Let's pick apart, you know, the Oscars. It's, you know, it's what we do.
It makes me think of that quote about the man in the arena kind of thing, where it's just like at the end of the day, all the spectators can have their opinions and their judgments. Right. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day because you're the one that's actually out there in the arena, you know, doing the thing where I'm like, those that can't do, comment.
Right. Well, that's a scary thing, you know. But I'm somebody who, unless you're a little scared, you're really not living, because that's when you really break through. You know, people need to attack their fear instead of running away from their fears. You know, my first cabaret show I did in New York at 54 Below, and the pressure was on. Not only it was my first show, it was being filmed for the show.
Right.
Right.
And it's you alone.
No pressure there, right? And so, but it's kind of like how I do my best. That's, you know, why I think not everybody's cut out for reality, because you have to be really quick and off the cuff, right? Because you don't know what's coming down the pike. You don't know what's coming out of their mouths. You know, I don't know what to expect from my fans in the audience, if they're going to love my cabaret show or not. You know, it's a scary thing.
It's very vulnerable.
It's very vulnerable, but I am, you know, and I think that is a good thing, and people shy away from that. And being vulnerable, I think, shows a lot of strength.
Yeah, truly. As a maker of music, a writer of music, a producer of music, I know you are going to graciously tease your new song.
Oh,
but I don't want to get there quite yet.
Okay.
What I'd love to do is, well, I just heard your bop money. What it was?
Money Can't Buy
Money Class. That's a bop. I love it.
It's fun.
But there's also, you know, many of your peers, and our peers rather, reality TV people have, you know, put out songs of their own.
Yes.
Some also equally a bop. Others, and I'd love for us to maybe review some of them and get your expert opinion on some of these songs, and then we'll rank a top 5 songs of reality TV stars, if you will.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, recently, let's just a call back to reality recap of Daisy's music. So right now, The Bachelor is going on. We have this young woman is a fan favorite on the current season.
Okay.
And it was recently discovered that it wasn't her song. It was like a featured. You know, like when
like a guest appearance.
Yeah. Like when The Weeknd has
Ariana Grande
on.
Okay.
She's like the Ariana Grande.
I love her name, Daisy Kent.
Daisy Kent.
Cute.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Right? Very superhero-ish. Yeah. So anyways, this is her song.
Okay.
I think I'm better and I don't give a fuck. So you can lick on my sack, suck my nuts.
He said, lick on my sack and suck on my nuts, in case you didn't hear that. Yeah. Not bad.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it. I do love this what do we want to call this? Kind of underground,
let's cut.
kind of, yeah.
No, I gotta say, I know we had some fun with "lick on my sack and suck on my nuts."
I
which is a
prefer not to hear that
It's a
part.
ridiculous lyric
Sorry, Countess.
out of the out of the
Right.
mouth of that man.
Right.
Really, any man. But
Who's the man?
her
Brother or
friends-
something? Is
I
her brother or what?
hope not. Jesus.
Abe's with a $sign
Yeah.
for the S.
Just also a ambitious young, just trying to make his mark on the world.
Right.
We don't really know who he is, other than we presume a
He
friend.
has testicles. We know
He
that.
has nuts, for sure.
We know he
Uh,
has testicles.
It's not a bad song.
And the song is not bad. I just, wish they could have left that
It's
lyric.
just-
It's
it
just
is-
a little too vulgar for me.
It really just kind of
yeah.
it
It's a
It's-
knee jerk.
It's jarring, and then you have her like Disney princess voice come
Yeah,
in. and it's
exactly.
like if you're listening to it while getting ready for, you're just like, oh my god.
I wish she
where did
came
that
in
come
sooner.
Yeah.
She's a little late to the party. I'm like, is it his song or is it her
Too
song?
many. I believe it's his song. Yeah. So
Got
she
it.
was guesting.
Oh, she's guesting on
she's
his.
featured.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it. Oh, I thought it was her song. Totally.
I don't believe so, but either way, I do think we
Uh-huh.
could lose the nuts.
Yes.
And have a little bit more Daisy.
I'll give you a little background. So in Chic, I did, and this is 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It was Gems, Jets, Cigarettes, and I didn't want to promote because I know young women watch my show and they listen to my music. So I changed it from Gems, Jets, Cigarettes to Gems, Jets, Silhouettes.
There we go.
To make it more chic, c'est la vie.
And
c'est
Abe
bon,
should
c'est
have been
bon.
like, hey, I do
Just
not
a
want to
little
teach
background on that. Yeah.
I love
other
that.
young men to, tell, because again, this seems like he's talking to
Her.
her.
Because the other thing about TV and reality is that you have some sort of responsibility
Yeah.
to, kind of uphold the law in a certain way, meaning in class and manners and, you're inspiring young people. So I think you have to keep that in mind. Now,
Truly.
some people are better at it than others. And, I haven't always been perfect. I fell into a bush, for God's sake, on tequila.
That's classic.
Classic. But
Did you get any
but
injuries
I
from
did
that?
it very well, and I didn't hurt myself, and I laughed it off
Just your pride.
because just my pride. And everybody's like, "But why did you stay in the bush? And why were you living in the bush?" Because listen, if I stood up, I think I would have fallen over again. But I'm just like, leave me here. I'm so happy in the bush.
You were so happy.
I was so happy.
All right, what's our next song?
Mike the Situation.
Okay, Mike the
Oh,
Situation
my
from
God.
Jersey Shore. He
Yeah,
has
but
a
how
song.
old is this?
Yeah, when is it? When did this
13 years
debut?
ago.
13 years
Mm.
ago. Okay.
I
That-
didn't even hear about this.
I
Yeah,
didn't even know
this
he had a
existed.
song.
This is very boy band cover.
Is he a DJ now? The situation.
DJ Pauly D.
Pauly
Oh,
D.
that's Pauly D.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
But I would be willing to gather Mike has DJ'd at some point.
I don't know.
I don't know.
He might
Okay. Anyways, let's hear his bop. I already hate it.
Me too.
was produced by Pauly D.
It's too chaotic.
Yeah, we're one of the police cars coming.
Yeah. This
I
is
mean,
an
I feel
automatic
like-
number 5.
Okay, I've heard enough.
Okay. Yeah. Immediate. No. All right. What else we got? All
Um,
right. So I don't think that's gonna make our top 5.
Should we do Good as Gold by Scheana?
Okay. We got Scheana. Familiar with Scheana?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one made a comeback. Thank God to Ariana, which she seems to fail to appreciate these days. This sounds like the intro of an episode.
It probably has been, but I'm like, it reminds me of like a Chuck E. Cheese commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the kids are getting together.
Yeah, right? Oh my God, it's so like
And what is Pandora's box?
You always want to keep Pandora in the box.
it's so who is it? Katy Perry. It's
A little
little
bit.
Katy Perry, isn't it? Da, 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 da. And it's rainbows and ice cream.
Yeah. Kids Bop could really
Yeah,
redo
it's like-
this.
It's yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It's
a,
very
it's like a
boppy.
kid. Yeah,
It's like a kiddie song.
12-year-olds.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
a teenage
all right.
bop song.
All right.
It's cute.
Let's
it's
play
teenagey boppy.
Let's play one of Luann's. Here.
Oh gosh, which
Uh,
one?
Do we have a pick?
Uh,
Feeling Giovanni's my fave.
okay,
Okay.
Let's hear this one.
Really? How funny? Not funny. Yeah.
You don't want to hear Kim Kardashian's next?
We're not done. Like,
And Andy's featured in this.
This is
video.
a very. It is. He is.
Yeah.
Oh my
let me
god.
see.
Andy's the Daisy Kent of the song.
That's Murray Hill,
Lisa.
who is on a lot of shows on Hulu right now with Bridget Everett. Somebody somewhere.
I absolutely love the creative.
I
of the
love
intro.
Murray.
This is.
Look at Andy. I got Lisa Rinna, and that was shot in the Giovanni Boutique on Robertson next to the Ivy,
Epic.
which no longer exists. But let me tell you, I have this video will last a lifetime, right?
Truly.
We're in the store just having run of the place. It was amazing.
And what does feeling Giovanni
Feeling
mean?
Giovanni.
Look at her outfit.
So really how Feeling Giovanni came about was my first show of cabaret, the one I was talking about, No Pressure. Dorinda said to me, I've got this, designer called Giovanni, and there's no real Giovanni. It's just the name of the brand. And she said, she introduced me to them. And the thing is, I go into Giovanni, like I put on this pantsuit that I'm wearing right now. I put on any dress and it fits me perfectly. There's no
You're off the
altering.
rack.
I'm off the rack,
Yeah.
right? And so, when I did my cabaret show,
Oh, no, please keep going.
keep it going. Dorinda was in the audience and she was kind of mad at the fact that I, had this new relationship with Giovanni. Now, it's like saying, I introduced you to a friend and now you guys are friends, and that's upsetting to me. You know what I mean? So it was like, and she was drinking and they were all watching me, etc. And she just couldn't help herself. So she was like, Giovanni. And that's how Giovanni happened.
It's very Vogue.
Never raised my Cabernet. This party, look at that dress.
I feel like at certain bars, the crowd would lose their nut.
Oh yeah, well,
Nuts.
my songs are all over.
Lose
the
their
clubs.
minds. I have nuts on my mind.
Then we'll go love yourself and let it show. It's all about loving yourself, and
Hell yeah.
yeah, it's really.
I'm not bullshitting you. This is a good song. This is catchy.
Number one.
Honey. Oh
This-
yeah,
this
this is a
feels-
big
I could-
club. Yeah, look at Lisa Rinna go. Look at Lisa Rinna. I love it, and Cynthia's just gorgeous.
All right.
Keep it cool, and you'll be fine.
Hell yeah.
One day at a time.
I could go out into the song. It
You
could
go
come
dance.
out having never heard of it,
Mhm.
and I
Mhm.
wouldn't lose a beat. The other two songs that we previewed, it would be like, oh,
What, Money and Chic? Were you listening to Money, or you mean
oh
the
no,
other
I'm
two?
just saying the other two
Ah,
that we
on the
demoed.
list. Got you.
That it would, it doesn't quite fit the level.
It's not Giovanni.
It's not Giovanni.
It's not Giovanni.
All right, what else we got? Do we got? Oh, there's a Kim Kardashian song.
Yes, it is.
Oh, there is. I didn't
goodness.
even
Look
know.
at that hair.
Wow. When was that done?
4 years ago?
How was this?
Four?
This was only
No.
4 years ago.
No.
It can't be. I think
Stop,
we just
it can't
be.
Wait, 2011.
Okay.
Yeah,
I honestly am shocked. This is not. Oh, I haven't heard it, so maybe it's amazing. But
Well, maybe she wanted to bury it. Let's say.
well, that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of shocked that it's not scrubbed from the internet because
is.
it is,
There was a music video.
Oh,
and it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So
it was
this
scrubbed.
This is the re-upload.
Just because like Kim, so much of what she does pops,
Mm-hmm.
and when it doesn't pop,
Yeah, it needs to go away.
it needs to go away. Like if I had
movie.
her money, power, influence, I would
Yeah.
scrub
Oh,
fucking shit that it was like,
absolutely.
you know what,
Absolutely.
it didn't land.
You know?
I certainly have tried and failed at many things. But,
Right.
So that no disrespect to Kim,
Right.
but let's hear this song that Kim Kardashian.
Jam. Is that Jam Records, maybe?
Nope, it's the name of the song.
Oh, Jam is the song. Okay, got it.
How am I doing here?
You're doing great, Nick. Thank you. It's helping me so much. You have no idea.
It's kind of like a Mike situation, like we're
Yeah.
It's a little jarring to hear.
If you told me this was a Scheana Shea production, I'd believe you.
I was gonna say this is if Scheana Shea and Mike's song had a baby. This
Yeah.
is the product of it.
Okay, sorry, Kim. Yeah, we know why you scrubbed it. It's fine. What else we got?
We have one more. This is Pauly D.
Pauly D. Oh, don't hate this. Well, this is a DJ. This is like a mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very club. I don't mind it either.
It's not bad though.
I like the beat.
Oh,
I get yeah. Whoop, whoop. It's like whoop whoop.
I want.
Yeah, doesn't it sound the same, right?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is that beat, and he's just a DJ,
Yeah.
and he just mixed it. Is that all we got? That's all there is.
Oh,
They're
So
not-
we have now, Melissa Gorga from,
Oh, I love Melissa.
Can we
yeah.
hear that?
we can pull hers
Thank
up.
you. Yeah, because then I also want to hear "Money Can't Buy You Class,"
You
You
need
need to
to.
remind-
You
and
need to.
then we want to debut "Marry Fuck Kill." Shockingly, I mean, well, a lot of Bachelor alums tried to break. There was a genre around my time where a lot of Bachelor alums tried to become country music stars.
Oh.
Not a bad idea because,
Can we actually find, Allie, while we're listening to this, can we find like a Luke Pell production or
Is Luke the Ferris wheel, or was Luke Hannah Brown's season?
Wasn't
No,
Jed?
Luke was on
Jed's
JoJo's season.
probably.
Okay.
Jed would have music, right?
Oh, maybe. Sure, please. Fuck. Let's hear that.
Mm,
Do you want to hear Melissa's real fast?
Yes, let's please. Yes, please.
yes. This is on display, right?
Yes.
This life's a roller coaster.
Oh,
like
shit.
A living movie poster. I'm down quicker than I went up, and the credit's never as big as it's.
She's so hot.
Truly, I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
When did this come out?
11 years ago.
Yeah. Same around the same time frame, right?
Not bad. This is a pretty good song. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Where's-
not bad.
Yeah, no,
it's not bad.
It's pretty good. I like Melissa. She's a great girl. She was on the first Ultimate Girls Trip. She just actually opened a store in Huntington. She has that Envy store, and I was doing a show right across the street at the Paramount.
Yeah.
So funny. So anyway, we ran into each other quickly, but she was heading back to a soccer practice or something.
All right, let's play,
but we're friends.
While we're looking for some more country songs, let's play Money Can't Buy You Class. 'Cause this one is good.
I wrote this is that I wrote a book on manners and etiquette when I first came back from Europe, because I lived in Europe for 10 years. I lived in Milan, then I lived in Switzerland. And when I came back, the kids said to me, Mom, the kids in the cafeteria, they're just, food is falling out of their mouths. They're like reaching over the table. They're so obnoxious. And, you see, so anyway, it inspired me to write a book on how to live with elegance and flair through my own learning, because you have to
I'm
learn
very
these
curious
things
about
also,
that.
you
What,
have to learn. So anyway, so I shared in this book, etc. And when I went to a producer to write a song, he goes, what do you want to sing about? I go, well, I don't know. I just wrote this book. And he starts opening the pages and he sees Money Can't Buy You Class and elegance is learned. And think you're great. Nobody else, all these lines. And he's like, oh, this is good. And together we wrote Money.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, here it is for those of you who haven't heard it. I know many of you have, but
and Ultra Records. This is a big label. Oh my God, my son was so embarrassed when I did the song because there's a lot of naked men in it. Not naked, but shirtless.
Luann,
Shirtless.
how do you stay in shape? You
Oh.
have the best
Thank
bod
you.
ever.
Little working out here and there, not crazy.
Just genetics.
Has this been remixed?
Yeah.
Blessed.
Yes,
it has. I
James
bet-
Kennedy remixed it.
Did he?
Yeah.
Do we? Whew, I would like to hear that.
James Kennedy, among other DJs,
Was that a little like auto tune in there? a little bit?
sure.
Okay, yeah.
Sure. Money rich and manners poor, never got the boys too far. Money talks, but I just walk when I can't stand it.
This could be like a runway.
Totally.
Runway
Buy
song.
your class. So it's about, money can't buy you class. I don't care how much money you have. It's if you're not respectful of people, that shows a lot about
There
who
you
you
go.
are. Mm.
It's like
I've never met a super rich woman that men needed to date.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And me neither.
Yeah.
I've had my share of, millionaires who are just, no, I don't care how much money you got.
How has this not gone viral on TikTok?
I'm sure it has.
I'm sure it has.
Has it? TikTok
Invited
people
and
like,
entitled
let's-
to the
Start the
grandeur.
trend.
before it shut
Isn't
down.
grandeur a good word?
Yes.
Grandeur. Chop it.
Excellent song. All right, let's. Are we ready for? I know Luann is keeping this under lock and
Oh,
key, so
my
she's going
God.
to play it on her
I'm
phone.
going to play you a little snippet
so
of my
the audio
new
quality
song.
might be slightly different than what
Yes.
we're hearing, but just
Mhm.
bear with us
Bear with
because
us.
this is a special treat for the audience because this is really the debut.
It's not out. It's going to be
It's not out yet,
March 22nd,
but
the
this
day.
is a bit of a tease.
Friday. This Friday.
You got it. Mm.
Epic.
I love this song so much.
Like
Okay.
now, why didn't we say fuck? Like, is it
Because guess what? We got to keep it classy,
Gotta
darling.
keep it classy. Yes,
Got to
'cause money
keep. We
can't buy
know
you
what
love.
effing means, don't we?
We do.
Yes, we do.
Without having to say it,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Do you try not to swear?
I do,
You okay?
because it just shows a level of, I don't know, vulgarity that, we can all be vulgar
Sure.
Mhm.
in the bedroom with our partners, with our,
Say more, Luann.
do you know what I mean? Sure. I know, right? And the voice goes right along with it,
I know,
doesn't it?
right?
She's like,
But it's unnecessary.
Okay.
It's like the obnoxious chewing of gum.
Mhm.
There's a way of chewing gum.
I'm I feel
Called
like
out.
honestly, Luann, if you hung out with me, you would probably tell me that I could take a Luann seminar.
A countess class on tips.
Class, yes.
What
Class
are
on
the
tips.
top 5 most obnoxious bad habits that you see roaming around society these days, whether it's from the kids or the adults or
Well,
I do feel like we are a society who's like paid a lot less attention to things like manners in class and things like that. And
without that, what do we have? Without the handshake and people's word,
how's my handshake? I actually think I have a pretty good
what is left? Let's see. Yeah, perfect. Not too strong, not too soft.
Just let them know you're there.
Just
but, like,
right,
you don't
darling.
have to.
Yeah, you don't have to, arm wrestle. But I would say probably people's necessity to be on their phones all the time. That really is irksome. And then the phone goes on the table,
And the gum chewing.
and then as soon as it beeps or rings, the phone's picked up and the conversation's lacking because the attention is not there anymore. You know what I mean? And I talk about that, and I think it's Money or Chic. Cell phone, texting on a date. If you make a lady wait, she'll take a pass.
Yep.
It's about, and it goes back to respect. Like respect for another person. And I'm sitting in front of you and you're going to be on your phone? Nah, come on.
Mhm.
That, chewing gum, people who stop dead in the street in New York
That's
to
fair.
pick up a call. Okay, again, back to the cell phone. And they stop and then you're walking and you almost run into them. I think people that berate other people in public.
Mhm.
Sure. Yeah. Rude to waiters.
Oh my God, rude to people. Rude
have you ever seen a housewife berate
Oh, yes.
someone in public?
Yes, time and time again.
We need names.
No.
Luann, I know the class.
Well, listen,
Come
I
on.
mean, it's no secret
want
how
this to come
Ramona
out this
treats
I
the
was going to
staff.
say it.
It's no secret. I love Ramona, but, she was, always had issues with that.
How's Bethany with staff workers?
I can't imagine, darling.
I mean, she once
can't
filmed
imagine.
herself giving old makeup to employees at TJ Maxx,
Right.
thinking that was a
Right.
favor.
Right.
Would you ever do that?
And she would say, and I want to put this down on record, she would say, "How dare you ask the driver to call you Mrs. de Lesseps?" I lived in Europe for 12 years, married to a French aristocrat. We never were called by our first names.
Right.
So, but people don't understand that. It just made me look like a snob. And of course, she blew that up to make me look like a snob. It was just what I was used to.
Right.
I wasn't being rude, and
Also,
Yeah.
don't we live in a time where
Yeah.
we are allowed to ask people
to be called what we want to
what
be
we want.
called. Exactly. Exactly. Anyway, now people call me Luann, but I'm talking about 12 years
Do
ago.
you prefer Countess or Luann?
I call you Countess. all the
Yeah,
time.
people love saying Countess more than I say. I call myself Luann, unless I need a reservation at a hotel.
You,
Then that comes in handy,
all right, it's almost
or a
time-
restaurant.
It's almost time for texting office hours, so we're gonna give someone advice.
Okay.
Before we do, I gotta ask: do you remember meeting me in like 2014
Where?
in
No.
Chicago at
Uh-oh.
RPM Italian? I'm guessing. You don't.
It
It might have been during the era of.
Yeah, I think we were filming in Chicago.
I don't know.
Was that with Bethany?
It was. I was fresh off my very first season
Of The Bachelor?
of The Bachelorette,
Wow.
and I was at RPM Italian, actually having dinner with.
Did I flirt heavily with you? Probably.
You were very. Yeah, you gave me a lot of attention.
Well, I love men.
No,
I do.
I was.
I make no secret about
I
that.
was super single then. That was totally
Yeah.
fine. I was actually. I was breaking up my friends. I was out to dinner with a married couple and telling them they should get divorced. They have since got divorced.
You told them.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Well, they were telling me about their relationship. Like, you guys
Right.
are a bunch of heroin addicts who are just like,
Ah, right.
making each other worse people.
Right.
And then,
Yeah.
you wanted to meet me. I was
Mhm.
like fresh off the show. and
Oh,
you were
wow.
very kind. And,
Yes.
Yeah. And then you
Yes.
wanted me to take you to Stout Bar, and I was like,
That would make sense.
and I said, Countess, I don't think you want to go to this bar.
Oh no.
It was very Chicago-y. You would have stuck
I love
out like a sore
I love
thumb.
local places though.
Yeah.
And I love Chicago. It's a great
But it was a moment for me. I mean,
Huge.
I definitely told everyone.
You
about
did?
it. Yeah. Well, yeah,
How
because
cute.
it was probably my very first like,
Run in with the Countess.
or just like a celebrity.
Right.
Honestly. you
Really?
know? Well, I was fresh off the show.
Right.
And yeah, it was.
How did you get on that show?
My friends thought it would be a gag. Yeah.
Wow. And where were you living then?
Chicago.
Oh, you were in Chicago. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were based in Chicago or if you were just there.
We took a selfie. I don't have it anymore.
Oh, God. I wish you had it.
So do I. Yeah, for sure.
That would be
I
fun.
definitely wish we had it, but yeah.
Are you sure? Why? Why don't you have it?
I think I mean, this was 10 years ago.
I know, but I still have pictures from 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately,
Changing phones.
You got
changing
lost in the
phones,
mix.
Lost in the mix. I certainly did not delete it. That's for sure.
Okay, good.
He's still talking about it today.
I love it.
It was a defining moment in my reality TV career. You made me feel special.
No, well,
like,
that's
because it was like, hey,
Mm.
Luann notices you. She'd
Yeah.
like to meet you because,
Yeah.
she knows you're on the show
Yeah,
and blah blah
yeah.
blah. So you made me feel like I was a somebody
well,
because it was like
'cause you are a
And this
somebody.
was long before I became a fan of reality TV,
right.
and this was long before.
Did you even know who I? How did you know who I was
did.
though?
Yeah. No,
How did you
were
know?
because I had
Yeah.
girlfriends in the past,
Oh,
and this
there
was
you
a
go.
time where
The show was huge.
The
at that
show was
point.
fucking huge. You didn't have to watch the show
Right,
to know who
right,
all the New York
right,
housewives
right,
were. Like,
exactly.
it was
Yeah.
it was a big deal.
Yeah,
And so
then it was a big deal. Yeah.
I very much knew who you were without knowing anything about the show.
Well, then it was only New York and the OC and maybe Jersey at that point. It wasn't this whole franchise. Do you know what I mean? It was just a few shows at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
here we are.
you got to think about it. We, Sex and the City went away, and so did like Desperate Housewives at that time. So we kind of filled that void.
Truly.
All right. Well, it's time for texting office hours, and when we come back after texting office hours, we're gonna play some fun games of fuck, marry, kill. F, marry, care.
Well,
Marry, F,
you want to hear
kill.
a funny thing? So it's actually F, marry, kill.
Okay.
But I didn't realize that because musically, also it sounds better. Marry, F, kill. So, but
Honestly, I don't think most people even know the difference.
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But I named it by accident, and now I got the .com.
There we go.
Nice.
I
yeah.
know.
We'll find out who she would F, marry, or kill when it comes to the new New York housewives. Because I feel like, some of them are loved.
Yep.
And some of them are like, thank you, next.
Yes,
Like
yes.
maybe we could
Shake it up a little.
shake it up a little bit. But anyways, we'll do that after texting office hours.
Firstly,
Well, listen, we don't refer to ourselves as really smart drinkers, just the fact that we like our wine.
okay.
I've always used
Speak
to
for yourself.
I always used to pick out wine when it came to the label. Now I can get a variety of great selections because First Leaf makes it easy. First Leaf isn't your average wine club. It's better in every box. I get wines from all over the world, handpicked just for us. Just for us. When it comes to personalization, First Leaf goes the extra mile by giving each bottle of wine a simple thumbs up or down. They can continue to tailor our wine selection, and with so many award-winning wines, they constantly wow us with their picks. Plus, you sound a little smarter and more, cultured when it comes to your friends. You'd be like, this is the wine I picked from the valleys of whatever the heck.
Best of all, we get to choose when we want our boxes delivered and how often we get new assortments of wine. If I want to step up my game, have the option to upgrade some of the bottles to fine wines. My favorite First Leaf feature, though, has to be the wine print, or what I like to call my personal wine profile. I can see an overview of which types of wine I like and the qualities they have, and then use that information to order at restaurants or grab a bottle at the store. It's been a huge game changer. I like to one-up my mom. She knows a lot about wine, and I'm able to do that.
Yeah, we've really been able to impress her with First Leaf. So join First Leaf today, a wine club that really gets you. Go to tryfirstleaf.com/VIALL to get your first box of wines. That's tryfirstleaf.com/VIALL. Tryfirstleaf.com/VIALL. How's it going?
Hi.
Hi there. Thank you so much for taking my call. I'm beyond thrilled to be speaking to you.
What is your name?
Yeah, what's your name?
Listen to
What's the name?
every single Ask Nick episode. Name is Maria. I'm 30 years old and I'm from La Crosse,
Oh,
Wisconsin.
all right. Hello, Wisconsin. You said 38. You cut out for a second there.
30. Solid
30.
30.
Okay. Well,
She doesn't look 38.
That's why I asked. I thought I was just like, I was about to like ask her skincare routine. How can we help, Maria?
Yes. So last night, so this is a very fresh situation. Been dating my boyfriend. We'll call him Daniel.
Is this an active situation? Do we have that? We haven't played that in a while.
It is pretty active.
Is there an active situation button?
We have an active situation.
All right, it's letting the people know
Okay.
that this is very timely.
All right.
Okay. Please continue, Maria. Last night.
Yes, last night we were having a discussion just about goals in the future. We're planning on moving to somewhere warm because Wisconsin is Wisconsin, and just taking those next steps to plan to move. And I'm obsessed with him, in love with him. He's such a good human. But he decided to lay a atomic bomb on me.
This is your boyfriend?
Night. Yes.
How long?
Thank you.
How long you been going out?
Yes. Boyfriend, 8 months.
8 months. Okay, so relatively new.
Yes, and
he dropped a bomb.
He dropped a massive. Oh my God, I'm still like trembling about it.
Oh my God, we're trembling. What is the bomb? Lay it on us.
He has he's got a kid.
That you just found out about. Oh,
he knew about this.
Wait. So let me get like here's my guess. You were like, "Hey, babes, it's super cold up in here. We're in the month of March. So, as a former Wisconsinite, I can assure you, when it gets to March, you're like, fuck this cold. Like after like you're like that's 5 or 6 months of bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. So like every March, you're just like, holy fucking shit, I'm done with this.
Yes.
You know, I got out around 30, so I hear you. Like your whole life, you're just like, there's got to be a better life than this.
Yeah.
You know. Anyways, so you go to your very new-ish boyfriend, super excited. You're like, hey, let's talk about our future hopes and dreams. You're like, maybe.
Yeah, but it sounds like they were already talking about it.
Sure,
but talking about moving
it got
together.
Serious, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, great plan, but by the way, I have a fucking kid that I have to, rear.
What did he say exactly?
Well, that's the thing. He can't rear this child because the bomb was so big. I didn't want to hear any follow-up info of what the situation is with the kid, but he told me it's a massive traumatic situation. He does not see the kid. He's not allowed to see the kid for legal reasons.
Oh my God. That raises more questions.
Well, that makes moving easier.
I didn't want to know about that because I was dying from the initial shock.
Okay.
So,
but we do know, Maria, that you do want to know, even though you don't want to know. Like you want to know. You definitely want to know.
I don't want to, but I have to.
You have to know.
You need to know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
I mean, this baby is in existence, right? She doesn't want him to see the child, right? And did he say he doesn't want to move? Did he say he didn't want to move, or he's just telling you that he has a child?
Yeah. Where did this come from? Where did this?
I don't understand what the problem is here. What is the problem? That he didn't tell you about a kid?
Well, when we've talked about like having kids potentially one day, he never told me ever when he had the opportunity.
Right.
The kid's like 8 years old by now.
How old is he?
He just laid it on me.
Yeah, how old is he?
He's 30, also 30.
Also 30. All right. So at 22, he had an unexpected child early in life.
Right.
Correct.
And you still, to be clear, don't know why he is legally unallowed to see his own child.
Yeah, that is the cliffhanger right
so, like,
there.
When
That's
you
the
say
problem for
legally
me.
can't see his child, like restraining order or getting arrested, like, hey, like, what are we talking here? Or she just has full custody and he's just more like, he's decided that means he can't see his kid, but.
Well, maybe he was unsupportive as well.
Sure.
Does he have a good career?
Yes, he works in sales, does really well, very smart, very articulate, sweet, comes from a good family, good human for sure.
Well, a good human would have been honest with you.
So question, when this conversation was happening, it was like, oh, by the way, I have a kid, and oh, by the way, I can't see this kid. You just what? You were like, don't tell me anymore? Did you just literally? Okay. Oh wow.
So it was just too much. Just the fact that you have an 8-year-old kid somewhere and
he kept it from you.
You kept it from me, and I have never. I don't even know if I want kids. So, And if I
But
was
yeah,
to get married,
this is
and
not about
stuff,
whether he wants to be a father. This is everything to do about
It
like
has nothing to do with you,
who
darling.
are you?
Yeah, it's nothing to do with
that's
you.
how I felt. I
Yeah.
was like, I couldn't even look at him. I was like,
Right.
who are you?
Right.
And he was willing to tell me more. He was crying. He still wants to do this, but he's like, I couldn't hold this from you anymore, and I
Okay.
have to tell you.
Well, it sounds like you love him and he loves you.
Yes.
The upside here is
Yeah.
that he did tell you.
Yeah.
You know, like you didn't get like a dark DM from some random person be like,
Right.
hey, I got a secret about Tom.
All right.
Sorry.
You did that on purpose, Nick. It's not about Tom.
This is a Freudian slip. That like he could have continued and perpetuated the secret
Yeah.
forever.
Right.
Him telling you, even now, I think we could at least see a positive.
I think so too.
And I think there's a world where like let's say he had herpes or something, you know. And I only say that because like, you know, herpes, unfortunately, as we now know, is prevalent in our society. It's something people have to deal with. It's something that people deal with in relationships. And yet it's one of those things for the people who struggle with it. I know people are like, where are you going with this, Nick? It's just more like, when do I tell the person, like, hopefully right away, but sometimes people don't.
Yeah.
And then when they don't the first time, then it's always like, well, I didn't tell him when I should. That
Right.
it's like everyone knows the moment and when you're supposed to like tell whatever secrets you have to, you know, so that's not weird going forward in this relationship. Like it's not a first date. It's not necessarily a second date. Third date might even be early, but at some point it's like, hey, if you're going to date, these people need to know this about you. And he opted not to tell you in that moment. And it's almost like it got weirder and weirder and weirder. And he just like, you know what I'm saying? So not to make an excuse for the guy, it's still fucked up and wrong, but I don't think it's potentially, because we don't know the truth, right? Like that's why you need to know.
Right.
Because now you're dealing with all these
This is the only thing
hypotheticals.
you need to know.
You're dealing with worst case scenario.
Right.
You're dealing with whatever. But you need to know what the truth is. So then you can decide for yourself, are we dealing with a situation where he really is the guy I thought he was? He might have made mistakes in the past.
Right.
But he really is this person who, despite him, it really is fucked up. He hid this from me. No doubt. There are no excuses. But I can explain it to myself where he's not a monster. Because again, we've all been there one way or the other where we had a moment where we should have told the truth and we didn't. And then it became harder and harder to tell the truth, not to make it okay. But there's a difference between understanding someone's like, where they're coming from, and then being like, you're a fucking monster.
Is it an isolated situation, or is there more to uncover?
Because you're trying to understand, how could you do this, right? That's your you went to bed being like, who are you? How could you keep this from me? And we're trying to figure out how we could. That doesn't make him a psycho.
Right. Maybe he was just, you know, waiting to see how he felt about you also. Like maybe he was like, gauging like, you know, I'm really falling for this girl and we're thinking about moving together, etc. So it sounds like that he adores you, obviously, right? So that's a good thing. And maybe he just couldn't figure out how to tell you. And I like that he was crying and he was remorseful. Yeah. You know, life is about forgiveness. You have to forgive people. We all make mistakes, you know, but you have to know the why and the where and the what and all that stuff. I mean, you have to know that because, you know, why doesn't he see the child, right? Yeah. Why doesn't she want him to? And, you know, who knows what the answer to that is. That's where I think where you really have to judge after that what your next move is. But that's so important for this, you know.
Yeah, there's so many questions, you know. I mean, how does he feel about it? Does he have an interest in trying to be a father?
Right.
All while respecting the wishes and laws of which he might have to abide by. I don't know. Right. But you don't even know the details. So you basically said, I don't want to hear anymore. Was this in person? Was this over the phone? Was this over text?
This is in person at my house.
Okay.
Last night.
And did he spend the night? Did he leave? He didn't spend the night. How did we wake up? Like, what was the vibe in the morning? Did you just ignore him? When did you write us? No. Did you immediately write us in like active situation?
I cried the entire night.
Okay.
And then he consoled me and we went to bed and I told him I still love you. I don't know how to go forward from here. I'm very shocked still, and I want to know more about the situation. This changes everything. I don't see you the same. I still love you. I'm willing to work through this. And he said the same. And yeah, we went to bed and, we were intimate. So like whatever.
Wait, you still had sex?
Ah,
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And why?
yeah.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
How was it?
No. I mean, sure. Yeah. I mean,
I
like,
don't know if that was makeup sex. That doesn't
but
really count as
emotionally,
makeup
why
sex.
did you decide to have
Right.
sex with him, even knowing that, like,
It creeped you out.
yeah, that he kind of creeped you out?
Mm.
Was it like
He
before
must
I
be
find
great.
out the
He
truth?
must be great in bed.
You must love the sex because it was like before I found out the truth, and I can never see you again.
I need to have one last.
I wanna ride this dick. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I connect and like feel secure,
Mhm.
So I still loved him in that moment, and I was like, all right, like, yeah, the love is still there, and
Well,
I don't know.
that's good. I think you should give him a chance to explain himself, and then go from there.
Is he at work right now?
Yes.
How did
Yeah,
we
he's-
say goodbye to work? Like, has he reached out at all this morning? Like, what does your gut tell you? How illegal is he, so to speak? Like, how scary might the truth be, or do you feel like it's not going to be as bad as you're fearing?
I feel like he probably knocked up a random crazy bee, and he said, he alluded to that she got very violent towards him. So I'm assuming something domestic violence, and something got out of control and it went to court, and I don't know, went terribly for him.
Okay.
Mm.
So
As it often might for a 22-year-old guy who maybe at that point had no money or an emotional connection to this person, and therefore potentially, I don't.
Maybe she just wanted to have a baby and not just needed the sperm.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Right.
listen, I think you got to, first of all, you have to find out the truth.
Yeah.
You just do.
Okay.
That is a must, right? You know this, right? You can't live in
Yeah.
denial here.
I know I'm gonna puke once I hear it, but I will.
You don't
I need
know
to-
that.
I don't know. Well,
You don't know that.
listen,
Don't-
you've the hard part of this reality is how his failure to communicate the truth when he should have.
Yeah.
That's the real
key.
hurt.
Right.
I
I
mean,
agree. Yes.
so, and you can't go back in time, and hindsight's 20/20. But I'd be willing to bet if on your third date he was like, "Hey, listen, like I got to tell you something," and you would have gotten all this anxiety because you really liked him, and been like, "I have a kid," and you'd be like, "Oh, okay, fine," but like I also don't have a relationship with the kid, and like honestly, it was a pretty ugly past, and like I'm happy to answer your questions. It's kind of embarrassing for me. You would have heard him out,
Yes.
right?
Well,
now we don't know what the
yes.
truth is. Maybe he did some terrible shit. I don't know. I'm guessing he wasn't like, oh, by the way, I was in jail for 5 years.
Yeah, you have to find
know,
out
like-
what that whole court thing is all about. Like, was he the abuser? I mean, you don't know that
Right.
yet.
And
Right.
who, it might be a little bit of both, like,
who knows?
so
Right. Right.
you need to so you
Which
need to know what you're working with. But right now,
Yeah.
it seems like there's like a 90% chance you know the worst of it. And the worst of it is he didn't tell you the truth,
Mm.
Yes. Yes.
right?
That's what stings the most.
Right.
And
So
have
we already know
difficulty-
that truth. So now you need to find out exactly what you're dealing with, because there is a decent chance that your fears are greater than the reality of what the situation is.
Exactly.
Because like we don't know the truth, and we're like, I don't know, did he fucking kill someone? They're like, who knows? Like, how bad is it? Or it could easily be like Luann suggested. He knocked up or you suggested he knocked up a girl he barely knew.
Hmm.
He didn't know what to do. He was scared. He didn't have the resources. It was a toxic situation. They both probably had regrets. She, did her thing. He did his, and he was probably maybe just happy to get out of that situation.
Hmm.
And now as time's passed, he could be feeling a lot of emotional guilt, a lot of questions. As a new father, I could not imagine knowing that I have a kid out there that I have no relationship with, and like how that could fuck someone up. So like he might need some emotional support. He might need someone, like this could be a cry for help. I don't fucking know, but you need to find out so that you can know. And I do think this is salvageable. That doesn't mean you let him off the hook. I think maybe some couples therapy could be in the works of like how we got here.
Well,
And
because he broke your trust.
Yeah.
I mean, trust
Yeah.
is the most important thing in a relationship. You have to be able to
Yeah.
trust somebody, especially if you're thinking about moving with them and moving to another state.
Yeah.
And
and
living
you need
together.
to find out. The next question is, because a lot of people, he is guilty of the I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to upset you, which is a bullshit lie. He didn't want to tell you because he didn't want you to judge him. So what else has he been afraid to tell you out of fear of you not accepting who he really is?
Right.
Mhm.
And you need to dig deep because there's probably, sad to say, a couple more, right?
No, you'll
There just
you'll
is.
get to the bottom of it,
Yeah.
Maria. You look
So
like a
is this-
smart lady.
If I love him as much as I do, and
This is more than manageable. We don't know the full extent of the truth,
So it's hard.
I don't think we can sit here and say you know. But I'm saying the betrayal of trust.
Mhm.
This is fixable. It is explainable. It's not necessarily easy to accept. And yes, you'll have to put in the work. You'll have to build back this trust. You'll have to decide for yourself whether this relationship or or the person you've got to know, is there enough there to do some work? Because clearly he has some work to do, and therefore as a couple you have some work to do, and you just have to decide for yourself whether you're willing to make that investment. But I don't think this is immediately a fireable offense with what we know now. It's fucked up for sure. But potentially, it's not like, all the words that we like throwing around, sociopath, narcissist, monster, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's not a person in this room who hasn't been like afraid to tell someone a secret out of fear of not being accepted, and then didn't tell them when they told what they should have told them, and been like, oh fuck, now I fucked up.
I was guilty of that on a couple things,
Yeah.
actually. So, but not to this degree, so I'll own that. And I don't know. I just get caught up on the details of how can I build a future with this person? He already has a kid and he's got to pay child support for that kid. Like, I don't know. That annoys me a lot. But like you said, it's not a fireable offense, but I just got to decide if this is worth continuing, which
Does
a big part of me.
Here and sometimes in my worst moments in a relationship, and some, I've been through a lot, but does he make you feel loved?
Oh, 1,000%, yes.
So like if you feel his love and you think that's sincere, again, you're probably questioning that a bit, rightfully so. But if you feel his love genuinely, not like he decided to, be in a relationship with you, but you genuinely feel like this guy, like he makes you feel loved. You can say what you want about any relationship, but when you're just like, I don't know, they make me feel like they love me. Not a lot of people can say that. There's a lot of relationships out there that exist to this day where it's just like, we're together, we're best friends, there's a lot of respect, but like, I don't, day in, day out, I don't know, I guess. I assume he loves me. I assume she loves me. We're together,
Right.
but I don't know if I feel it. So the fact that you do, I think there's something there.
Yeah. I mean, listen, he told you and then you slept together. So,
That's because that's that good dick, you know what I'm saying?
So next steps, find out the truth, darling.
Yeah, and then call us back and let
Yes.
us know for sure.
Let us know how you make out.
Yeah. Okay, I'd be happy to, for sure, get more information, but I just hope my my jealousy of his past or my frustration of his past doesn't get in the way too much, because
Don't let
that's
jealousy
a
get
you
in the
thing,
way.
yeah.
That's you.
Everyone
That's-
has a past.
Everybody has a past.
A little annoying that he
Right.
has to pay child support and realizing, well, that's money you're never going to see. But at least seems like if he's paying it, that's a green flag.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who will, man up and do their responsibilities. And again, not a lot of people do that.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I think we reserve the right to hold our judgment, and specifically for you, whether this is a relationship it's safe for you to be in. But I do think it's salvageable. I think you have a lot of green flags here, despite this major red flag. You just need to have the guts to find out the truth. And then you have to have the guts to dig for more. You can't unfortunately, you no longer can take his word. You have to keep prying, because he right now, especially giving your reaction to this, he's probably feeling regret this morning. Oh, fuck, I shouldn't have told her, shit
Yeah.
like that. So he's going to go back to the guy being like, well, I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to be upset. right now and again, you did nothing wrong because you had a natural reaction to it, but your reaction, unfortunately, has almost justified him not telling you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you got to pry.
Yeah.
You got
I tried to I'm like, just tell me whatever it is. Like, I thought he was going to tell me some childhood trauma or whatever. I was like, I can deal with that. But
Well, this is childhood trauma, probably.
yeah, a whole kid. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Give it some
Yeah.
time. Process.
Digest, and talk more. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll
so
come to you. You'll know what to do.
Better than he
You'll
told
know
you
what
now
to
than
do.
3 years into your relationship. Or again, I'm not trying to downplay how much this sucks, and maybe you might need to break up with his ass. But you just need to find out more. You need to have the guts to do that. And there's a good chance that while you both have a lot to work to do and there's a lot of healing to do, that it's doable if you think it's worth it.
Okay.
And don't let your friends,
And don't let jealousy of the other woman and a child get in the way. It's not about them. It's about you and him.
So hard for me. Like,
Well,
I can't even
that's
feel
ego. That's ego. That's ego. You don't want
You
to
have
be
a
there.
past
You
too,
want to be
babe.
in your gut.
You know?
You want to be feeling here. You don't want to be up here going, that's when you get in your head, and this is a dangerous place to be.
Yeah, let's
Gotta
keep
stay
it
in your gut.
Let's keep it real. Like right now, if you went back to memory lane and you thought about some of your most nastiest, weirdest, most embarrassing moments, if he got to watch that on some sort of mirror ball, how do you know what I'm saying? We all have a past.
Yeah.
It's his past isn't the problem. It's his lack of transparency and his willingness to hide it from you. That's the problem.
Right.
Okay. But if we love each other and that love is real and genuine and he's a good human, and despite what happened, that's worth continuing.
You just have to verify what you feel right now. You feel his love. You need to verify it by be willing to ask these questions, by not being afraid to hear things that you don't want to hear. You need to dig deep, because at the end of the day, if you do really love each other and you feel his love, you can't wake up every day asking yourself, can I trust this person? You need, like Luann said, you need to build back this trust. And the only way to do that is to actually find out all there is to find out. Let this be, and maybe share, hit him with something. Hey, here's something you're going to hate about me.
You need more details.
Yeah.
You need more details in order to make a decision for yourself.
You're only 8 months in. It's honestly not that long of a time.
And lead with your heart, darling. Think with your heart, not with your head.
That's true. That's true. My heart tells me that he's good.
Okay.
He's a gem.
All right. Well, don't be afraid to find out, because if he really is, then he will verify that.
Yes.
And
and you'll know. And you'll know what to do.
Okay.
I trust you're going to make the right choice.
Please give us an update.
Thank you.
All right.
I definitely will. All
right.
And thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good luck.
Yeah. Have a good day. Lead with your heart.
Right when you get off the phone, text him and say, "Hey, thank you for finally telling me. We have a lot to talk about. I'm sorry for the way I reacted, because obviously I was caught off guard. But when you get home, let's sit down, let's get into it, and let's figure this out."
There you go.
Some version of that. Okay.
Okay.
Without ego.
Yeah.
Without ego. No jealousy.
That's a big for me.
No jealousy.
Again, you got a past.
I know.
Okay.
I'm such a hypocrite that way.
It's okay. We all are. All right. Good luck.
Thanks,
let us
Maria.
know.
I will. I'll email back. And again, thank you so much.
Thanks, Maria.
You're welcome.
Admire you both, and your show is just, I'm obsessed. I listen to every single episode.
We love you. We love you for that.
Life changing.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
We appreciate it. All right. Take care.
Thank you, Nick.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Luann, we know you have to go, but we promised the audience a quick game of Fuck, Marry, Kill. So,
Okay, let's do a quick
Justin, let's ask.
Should we do for the new cast?
The new cast.
Okay, so the first set is Aaron, Jessel, and Uba.
Aaron, Jessel, and Uba. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to F Uba.
And not
I'm going to marry Aaron.
Okay.
And I guess I'm going to have to kill Jessel. I don't really know Jessel, so sorry, Jessel.
Yeah. It's not personal, but you're dead to her.
And then the second set is Jenna, Sai, and Bryn.
Oh, I'm definitely going to fuck Bryn. Oh, sorry. Did I say fuck?
Yeah. And you also said definitely.
Yeah. I'm going to marry Jenna Lyons, and I'm going to get rid of Psy.
Okay.
All right.
There you
That's
go.
it. That's it.
Enough said.
Perfect.
Luann, can't thank you enough for coming. Congratulations on an illustrious career.
Oh, thank you.
And
Thank you, Nick.
good
and
luck
you too.
with
Congrats on
your
the show.
new song.
Thank you.
May
Mary
it be the
F.
bop of the summer.
May it be the bop of the summer, and I hope everybody comes out to see the cabaret and to see me perform it live, because that's my open for the show. And
Is there a website people can go to?
yes, it's countessluann.com for
All right.
dates and all info on upcoming cabaret shows. I'm going to Europe this year, so I'm
All
really
right.
excited.
She's going to Europe, babes. All
Yeah.
right. Well, we can't thank Luann enough for coming on, and appreciate you guys listening. Don't forget to send in your questions at asknick@theviallfiles.com for all things texting office hours. Ask Nick. You know the drill. I guess. Bye.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Luann.
Bye, everybody.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, Habibi.
Yeah. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.